Hey Ivan, what's up? I was just helping a guild. That was a guildie who needed more ladim. More ladim. I'm gonna try to get down to. I don't know. Here, let me tell blue. So blue that I am gonna. The stream is up. Yeah. Oh, I actually. Once blue gets on, if he gets up here, I wanted to talk to him about something. Don't fall off your mount here. What do you mean the other paladin? I'm not sure which paladin you're talking about. This is the only one I've been playing. This one hit level 60 yesterday.
Need something? See you around. It's your myopia. What is myopia? your bad vision. You couldn't see that because yeah, it doesn't show the level down here at the bottom. Like once I hit 60, the level disappears. But here, if I hover over my character, it'll say right here, level 6 human paladin, gear score 608, talents. You can see it in the tooltip. Talents are 1133.7. Talents are I'm still kind of going back and forth on. I mean, I do for basically pack control and runner control. I do like to have improved hammer and justice rank 2, but it's really it's like these last 2 or 3 talent points. You know, between Guardian's Favor, Blessing of Kings, and Improved. I actually, personally, I don't like Blessing of Kings because I would rather... Like, I don't use Blessing of Kings on myself, hardly ever. Although, at this level, on bosses that hit really hard, I probably would put Blessing of Kings on myself just for the extra health. But so my health pool's, unfortunately, really low right now. At 3,500 is quite low. So we're definitely going to have to hopefully get Priest Healer. It would kind of suck to tank it. I really need more stamina, let's just put it that way. A couple items I have that are hurting me is that my ring does only got 5 stamina, and it's this one, it's got 9 to like 10 of strength. It'd be better off to maybe get the Ring of Save, to get the Epic Ring that has 14 stamina. Might be. I'd like to get the Myrmidon Signet also, because that has like 17 stamina. And then I need a better cloak. I mean, 7 stamina cloak isn't very good either. And there's quite a few pieces of gear I have that really don't have stamina. I think like my boots. I should replace these boots probably for. It'd be nice to get some boots that have stamina intellect. What is stamina intellect anyway? Eagle, yeah. I would prefer to have the eagle boots over the over that, to be honest. What death happens?
Yes!
I've got a lot of. Is Bryn or not Bryn? Is I guess Blue's busy. Not that many people here for a buff that's supposed to come out in like 10 minutes. His mom is a hunter. Where'd she go? I think she went this way. Your mom is a hunter. There you go. 5 gold. Let's repair my gear.
What can I help you with?
Hey, yeah.
Hey, yeah. Oh, why do I have Briarthorn in my bank? Don't need this in my bank. Don't need this in my bank. Oh, we do have it. I do have the Argentine Valor tokens. Or wait, no. No, I don't. I couldn't remember if I turned in the ones I had. But there's 52, and I don't think I had 52 in my inventory earlier today. So, oh no, I see here there's 14. Aha! See, I haven't used these yet. We've got 66 Argentine Valor tokens. Nice. I have way too much strength. There's a reason for that, though. There's actually a reason why I have this much strength. There is a method to this madness. Why do I have these chanting regents? We don't need this
Have a
either.
good one.
Another Crown of Invisibilities here. 3 of them.
Yo.
Yo. Also, we don't need this. How many charges? We got 5, 4. Let's get rid of this. Rarely use. Some of these quest items we're gonna just get rid of for the moment. Don't need that.
They're trying to clear out my inventory here.
Glad I could help.
Cannot activate subtitles. Really? I don't know. I really don't know the answer to that question. It's probably because it's a live stream. Like if you went to an existing video, maybe you would have it. I don't know. Let's see. I mean, like here, see, there's subtitles on a stream that's already finished. So I'm wondering if it's just because, you know. Yeah, see, that's because apparently it can't generate them for a live stream. You know, once the stream's finished, there must be something in the background that's kind of processing some of that stuff, I guess. That's the only thing I can think of. So I'll try to talk slower. I know I do get excited and talk fast sometimes. That definitely sounds like me. Man, that guy's gear score. Contour, his gear score is like almost 800. That's really good. He's got really good gear. My gear stinks. My gear is not that good. Mm-hmm. Like his gear score is 509. What's mine? I think mine's like 608 or something, so it's blech. It's not that good. He fell down. He fell down. He's like, I had that, I didn't fall off. He was still pretty good with his stun rotations, but all I had to do was basically like let him blow some of his cooldowns and just dodge him and throw in a couple small heals. Void Rage, here's level 53. He's a protection warrior, it looks like. See how he keeps doing revenge? He's like a protection warrior. Yeah, Invisidorf is losing. Whatever. Actually, it's pretty close, but the rogue's actually losing. Yeah, he lost.
The Beast Talker's tunic just dropped in EBRS. Yeah. I don't have any other weapons. I wonder if I can equip my blacksmith hammer. Yeah, the blacksmith hammer. Epic. Look at that blacksmith hammer. It's really like, let's see, get 20, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. It's really about... And then Sandalar drops in 50 seconds. I wonder if we should... Do we want to Chrono Bloom? It's not... I guess we can Chrono Bloom it. It's not the best buff in the world, but the stats would be good for dungeons, so we'll Chrono Bloom it. I didn't get a priest. I was hoping I'd get a priest. Oh well, it's just Chrono Boom. Let's get rid of this awful music. I don't like that song. At least that song anyway. Hold on 1 second. Actually, all right, let's go ahead and get ready for BRD. Yeah. Kind of screwed that up, didn't I? Jose! Ivan! I can remember what your character name was, Ivan. Yeah, if you, Freya, if you get in the stream, just type in the stream chat or something that you're here, and then I'll go over the Protection Paladin talents. Hey, what's up, Dan?
How are you? Very good.
I guess Blue never showed up. I think he's busy in SOD. Oh, you're in the stream? You say already here. I don't know if that's what Freya means. Maybe not. Who knows? Oh, she's doing SM. Oh, okay, that's right. So Freya, like for the Protection Paladin, so really what you're going to want to do is you're definitely going to want to go Divine Intellect, improve Seal of Righteousness, and grab Consecration. So you know, your Holy Tree is going to look like this. Some people, yeah, that's just what. Just go that way, and then you're going to go into Redoubt, and then you're going to rush Precision. Obviously, hit rating is going to be amazing, so prioritize that. After that, you're going to go 2 points into Toughness, and then you're going to prioritize your Shield Specialization, because obviously you're going to prioritize damage mitigation. As a Protection Paladin, your biggest damage mitigation is basically blocking with your shield. So, Shield Specialization, that's going to get you to level 33. Then, like, if you're going to tank, you might be going Improved Righteous Fury at this point, but if you're not going to tank and you're just focusing on AoE leveling, and you don't care, and you're not planning on doing dungeons, then you wouldn't have to go Improved Righteous Fury, and then what you would probably do is just go continue into Toughness. Some people go Blessing of Kings. I don't go Blessing of Kings. I run Blessing of Wisdom most of the time, just because at low levels, your mana, you could have a lot of mana issues. So, but if you want to get Blessing Kings, you can. I mean, it's a nice blessing. 10% increase to stats. I don't personally myself, but there's nothing wrong with it. I would go, like, if I wasn't going to do dungeons, I would go toughness. I would go at least 1 point into improved Hodge, because it's just really useful. At this point, to get down, how come hold on a second, I'm gonna look at my talents really quick. Because I've only got one. Oh, it's because it's because I've got some different talents. But at this point, like, if you're not doing like dungeons, and you need to get to this down further in the tree, I go Hodge, right? I literally go Hodge 1 more point, and then I probably go with Guardian's Favor. Just because it's nice, survivability ability to reduce your cooldown of your bot by a minute. Or you could go, I mean, basically this one or Blessing of Kings. Don't waste your time with Anticipation, because 2 defense is nothing. Like, if you put 5 talent points into Anticipation, that's going to give you 10 defense, which is only 0.4% increased chance to block, chance to parry, chance to dodge, which really isn't a lot. For 5 talent points, it's pretty much garbage. That's why in the Burning Crusade, they upped this to, I believe, each talent point you put in this, I think, increases your defense by like 4. They actually upped it, like doubled it, because they knew how garbage it was. So at this point, like, if you want to get down to Reckoning, I would just go, for me, I would go Bob. Maybe like another Hodge, or if you wanted, you could go Blessing of Kings. It's really up to you. But I would put the points in either Blessing of Kings, Improved Hammer Justice, or maybe toss 1 into here. This isn't bad. 2 points into Hodge, 1 into Guardian's Favor, 1 into Blessing's not bad. Personally, what I do myself is I actually just go 3 into this one and 1 into this one. Then you're gonna grab Blessing of Sanctuary. So at this point, you can actually AoE pretty well, because Blessing of Sanctuary is going to reduce the amount of damage you're taking. Plus, it's gonna be another source of that kind of reflective type damage, which is what Paladins do best, is reflect damage back by either your shield spike or your Retribution Aura. So basically, you're gonna have Retribution Aura up, you're gonna have a shield spike on your shield, and you're gonna have Blessing of Sanctuary up. So every time somebody hits you, they're taking damage from your Retribution Aura. If you block, they're taking damage from your shield spike, and they're also going to be taking damage from Sanctuary, and they're also going to be taking damage from Consecration. So you've basically got about 4 sources of damage that really has nothing to do with your weapon even hitting the target. And at this point, you're just going to go Reckoning. I go 5 out of 5. Some people only go 4 out of 5. I like 5 out of 5. And then you're just going to grab 1 hand spell. I only go 4 out of 5 here. And this will put you at 51. Run over here and grab your Benediction. And again, you're 58. At this point, if you wanted to go pure like mitigation, I would go 4 out of 5 on deflection. This would be your final build for like AoE leveling. But then if you wanted to tank, it's going to be a little different. If you wanted to tank, it's more of a build like what I've got, which is basically just is that you're basically going to, instead of putting those other 2 points in deflection here, you're going to put 1 point into, you're going to put those points into your Improved Righteous Fury. 3 points into that to get that additional, threat. Obviously, that's going to be your biggest bang for your buck. You're going to need that for tanking, so that's really a no-brainer. So those 2 points that you have here on that other build I just showed you are going to be going into here, and then I dropped 1 point out somewhere, I don't know where, and put it into Righteous Fury. So for my build here, I've got 1 point into Guardian's Favor. Again, this is for bopping other people in the group. If I'm tanking and somebody pulls threat, I don't have a taunt. So for me, my taunt is basically to bop the target that's getting threat. If a rogue pulls threat, I bop him. If a priest pulls threat, I bop him. Right? Instantly. Just as soon as the mob runs away from me and starts running towards one of the party members, I bop them. Blessing and protection them as fast as possible. As long as they're not a spellcaster, right? If they're a spellcaster, I hodge them. I'm going to use my hammer on them to stun them. And then I'm going to judge them. I'm going to hodge them, and then I'm going to immediately judge them. And then maybe get them with the consecration down and hope that that's enough to pull threat back. In most cases, you're going to have Blessing of Salvation up on all the people in your party, so holding threat really shouldn't be that big of a deal. But you're going to have people that have ridiculous buffs, and they're going to be hitting really, really hard, so they're going to be generating a lot of threat.
Talk to me. Watch your back.
All right. I have way too much drink. What is this? All right, looking for group. Pig, anime healers versus. Cool. Oh yeah, and another thing too. Let me show you So the gear, though, I didn't really tell you about the gear. So if you can get Uther's Strength, it's totally worth the money. Like, amazing trinket for AoE, because if you've got, like, it procs all the time. Let me see if I can demonstrate it for you. I mean, it procs all the time. If you can get Flurry Axe, again, I mean, it's super expensive, unfortunately, but if you can get it, you know, if you can grind out the gold or whatever you have to do to get the gold, get yourself the Flurry Axe. Other than that, just the regular, you know, gear, you know, Stockade Paladins, again, I bought this off the auction house. Demon Forge Breastplate, you're definitely going to want this. Before you get Demon Forge Breastplate, you're going to get True Silver Breastplate. Let me see. The True Silver Breastplate, I think, is like level 45, maybe. And the reason you want True Silver Breastplate is it's the same thing as with the Demon Forge Breastplate. It has a chance that when you're hit, that you're going to receive a heal, okay? So every time I get hit, I have a chance to basically steal life from the attacker. And since I have the Skull Flame Shield, every time I'm struck in combat, I also have a 3% chance of stealing 35 life from the target because of my shield. And because I have life stealing on my weapon, whenever I hit a target, I have a chance to steal life from them as well. So if you... And then I doubled down even further, and when I went with the Darkmoon card Heroism, which I actually got this for a really good deal. I got this for about 200 gold about a month ago, which I actually wasn't planning on grabbing that. I just happened to be going to the auction house right during the Darkmoon Fair and saw that, you know, there were a lot of Darkmoon cards that were up because people, you know, took, you know, the Darkmoon Fair comes up and people get their decks together, they turn them in, they get the trinkets, and they sell them on the auction house. So I went to the auction house and I saw the Heroism, and I'd used Heroism before, and I didn't think the proc rate was that good, but as it turns out, it's actually pretty good. A lot better than I thought it was. So let's see if we can... Let's just grab a few mobs here and see what we can get. So I reset my damage meter, right? And we're just going to hit some mobs here. Let's get all... should be 3 dwarves here. Well, there's 2. And we'll grab this one. So we're going to judge with light. We lost one, unfortunately. That being that we heard that said heroic was my Darkmoon card Heroism, so that procced already. So as you're looking here, right? If you're looking here, you're going to see the healing numbers coming up on the left side of my screen here. Plus 61 is my seal. You can see here I just got healed for plus 122, plus 61. And, you know, and there, when it says the blood is the life, that's actually, and you can see all the heals coming in. That was my my Demon Forge BP procced. So I basically started life stealing health from the enemy there. They're heroic. It says heroic there, and we hear that ding. We just heard it twice, 3 times. Darkmoon card Heroism just procced 3 times there. Okay, so after that fight, we can take a look. And I actually did 1,698 self-healing. Judgment, just basically having Seal of Light judged on the target. That healed me for 850. But you can see Darkmoon card Heroism was 20% of my overall healing. It procced 3 times. So the nice thing about the Heroism one is the heals are quite strong. You know, like one of the heals was 172 health, which is pretty good. I've only got 3,600 health, so that's pretty good. And then the Drain Life is a couple different things. It could be my shield, because the shield is a life drain, or it could be the proc of the Demon Forge Breastplate, which is also a life drain. So that's a combination of my shield and my chest piece. And then Seal of Light, that's just like Judgment, I think, when I judge Seal of Light or something. And actually, Lifesteal is my enchantment on my weapon. So that is how you really, if you want to set up like a Paladin for AoE, this is how I do it. Because you're really getting a lot of survivability with those heals. It's really good. I mean, I can pull a ridiculous amount of mobs and AoE them down. I need to change that proc for the Darkmoon card Heroism. And that's Uther's Light. See the bubble here? The bubble that just threw up my body? That's the trinket. And watch how much damage it mitigates. Look, the bubble's still up, and how many times have I been hit? You know? It's still up. They still haven't hit through the bubble. Because it actually absorbs about 300 to 400 damage. Right? Now, if I want to maximize my DPS, I would just drop a highest level Consecrate, throw in like a Holy Shield, and this guy should die fairly quickly. I mean, they're not going to die super fast. You're a Protection Paladin. You don't do like massive amounts of damage. You just do good AoE damage. Alright. So in that fight, we did like another, I don't know, 600-700 healing. Oh, the other thing, I mean, I can give you lots of tips, right? Like, sometimes I don't like to give all this stuff out on stream because I've noticed that, because I've been playing Protection Paladin on private vanilla servers for years, for like 4 or 5, well, probably 6 years actually. So I already know all this stuff because I've been doing this for a long time. But a lot of the Protection Paladins I would run into on private servers didn't really know how to do Protection Paladin very well. They didn't know how to set it up for like survivability. And now I'm starting to see a lot of Protection Paladins in the server that are doing stuff very similar to what I'm doing. And I don't know if it's just like, because I stream, you know, I've got literally hundreds of videos of me on my YouTube channel of me playing Protection Paladin. I don't know if it's because they've watched me play or if they've just, you know, the word's out. Let's just put it that way. The word's out. People know how to do it. They didn't used to, though. People didn't really know how to do it. But anyway, so the other thing, though, is if you can get some frost oil. Frost oil doesn't have, you can put that on your weapon just for extra damage. Frost oil does not have a internal cooldown, so it can proc like over and over again, which is pretty awesome actually. So it's a lot of extra, you know, it does extra damage. It's extra threat generation. The other thing you can do is you can get stuff like Oil of Immolation, which does AoE fire damage. It's nice to have in your bag if you get a big pull and you're worried about getting the mobs down fast enough. Maybe you pulled too many and you want to push out a little bit more damage. You can just go ahead and pop an Oil of Immolation, which does 50 fire damage to any enemy within 5-yard radius. Every 3 seconds for, what is it, for 15 seconds? So that's like 250 damage to everybody around you over the lifespan of that particular thing.
See you soon.
Other thing you definitely want to grab is the Crystal Spire. This is going to be your buff from Ungoro Crater. You know, do the Crystal Quest on Ungoro Crater. That'll open this up. You can collect the crystals around the zone in Ungoro and turn them in. And go ahead and get yourself the Crystal Spire. This is going to basically, it's almost like a Thorns. It's almost like Druid Thorns. It just throws like an elemental shield around you. What do they call it on the Paladin? The Paladin has it. Lightning Shield. It's almost like a, not Paladin, sorry, Shaman. It's almost like a Shaman Lightning Shield. And anybody who hits you is going to take 12 damage. So it's really nice. It's really, if you're AoE leveling, it's fantastic. Another thing you can do is Dragon Breath Chili. That's also going to proc some AoE damage. I don't use Dragon Breath Chili a lot because it's a food. I mean, I do use it sometimes, but yeah. Yeah, Holy Shield for Paladin is okay, but Holy Shield for Paladin is really good for threat generation. And it's decent, you know, it's pretty good for threat generation. You talking about the ability of Holy Shield, or you talking about the Blessing Sanctuary? Like, Holy Shield basically increases your chance to block by 30% for 10 seconds, and it deals 130 holy damage for each attack blocked while active. Holy Shield causes 20% additional threat, so it's really good for getting threat. So when you pull, I mean, it's something you're probably going to want to toss up as soon as you do your pull. Like, you know, go in, do your pull, do your consecrate, throw in a Holy Shield, because that's just going to help generate a lot of threat. After that, you don't need to keep doing Holy Shield over and over again because it's mana intensive. But it is very, very good on your initial pull. And the other thing I was doing today is figuring out how to drink while moving. Because one of the problems with the Paladin is it's hard to regenerate your mana. I mean, you blow through your mana so fast that every between pulls you have to drink. So if you notice, I've got a mana tick here. This is basically just the here, I'll show you. If I go ahead and cast a couple Holy Lights, right? You can see my mana's going down, right? Okay, so this is, every time this goes to the end, I should get some mana, right? Or maybe not. Well, we gotta wait for the 5-second rule. Okay, see my mana went up. When this gets to the end, my mana went up. This goes to the end, my mana's gonna go up, right? So that's basically, it's almost like when you know, the rogue's energy meter, you know, where every time the meter gets to the end, the rogue gains like, I don't know, was it like 25 energy or 10 energy? I can't remember how much it is per tick. So that's what this is doing. So if I want to drink while moving, what I do is I actually start drinking right after the end of this tick, right? So watch my mana here, and let's wait for the 5-second rule too. Okay, so once we start getting our mana back, right? Okay, now we're getting mana back. So I'm moving forward. I'm going to drink.
and then I'm gonna move forward. Drink. Let's see. I'm not sure. See how see how it's going up? Every time I drink, it's going up. I think. I don't know if I was doing it right. Hold on a second. Actually, it looks like it's not working. I had it working earlier. But it doesn't look like it's working right now. Hold on a second. You basically want to drink, move forward. Nah. I'm screwing it up. I had it working earlier. I can't remember if it's drink right before it reaches the end or drink right after it reaches the end. I thought it was right after. Let me try this again. Of course, every time I do this, I'm blowing like 30. I'm basically throwing 30 silver away because it costs like 30 silver just to buy. Well, not 30 silver, but it's money. Money going down the drain. I'm trying to remember if it's... Yeah, you can see every time I drink. Maybe it's before. Yeah, I think you have to drink right before it reaches the end. Yeah. I think you have to drink right before it reaches. You can see there I was working. I was getting a pretty good tick of mana. So you can definitely regenerate mana a lot faster that way, while you're kind of moving to the next pull, as opposed to just sitting down and drinking. But you're gonna blow through your drinking water like really fast doing that. So.
Great to meet you.
Do we have water on this guy?
Travels.
Nah, this is the trade supplier.
Alrighty then.
I don't know. Brim wants me to do BRD. Supposed to be doing Blackrock Depths. I'm kind of pissed off though because they just ran UBRS and the Hunter chest piece dropped in UBRS. So if I would have like got on earlier and ran Ubers, I would have got a shot at getting the Beastalker chest piece for my Hunter, which would have been nice. But that's I was busy. I couldn't really get on then, so what can you do? Let me get, yeah, we'll get a little bit of water. But really what's interesting is the best gear, at least, and I'm not 100% sure on this because I've never done this before, but on the Protection Paladin, some of the best gear we can get is going to be basically just upgrading our tier 0.5 set, right?
See you soon.
And the reason that is so good is this is your upgraded set. So basically when you get like, and so it's Lightforge, it's not even Valor. Like you see a lot of Paladins, maybe you can go for Valor. The Lightforge set is typically like the healer set, but for Protection Paladin, Lightforge is the way to go. So like for example, if I get like, if you look at my Paladin here, I've got Lightforged gloves, right? You know, 14 strength, 9 stamina, 14 spirit. Now when I upgrade those gloves though, they become Soulforged gloves. But look at the difference. They, you know, equip increases damage and healing done by magical spells in effect by up to 11. And you get the 10 intellect. Whereas here, there's no intellect. Okay, and of course intellect's really good for Paladin because you burn through your mana really fast, but really the increased healing is great for your consecration. And it's just great for your overall damage. Whenever you judge, Steel Righteous, you know, that damage you're doing is magic damage. So it's going to increase your consecration damage, it's going to increase your judgment damage. It's just nice. It's a nice threat generation. And so if you look at like what's considered some of the best Protection Paladin gear, you would actually, you might be surprised to see that a lot of these items are considered some of the best items you can get on a Protection Paladin. So and you'll see some people say, oh, you know, pre-bis is like Deathbone set because it has a lot of defense, but really until you're like doing like big time raids against raid bosses, you know, defense isn't as important. you know, whereas having like a high stamina pool and a high, maybe having more like mana and having the spell power for, you know, it's going to be maybe a little bit more important. But the nice thing too about this one too is the 4P bonus gives you a chance to increase your damage and healing down by 95. And from what I hear, this procs quite frequently. So for me, I'm prioritizing upgrading my tier, my Life Forge set to the Soul Forge set. And we'll see how, I've never done it before. I've never tried that on a Protection Paladin, so I'm really curious to see, you know, how well that does or does not work, you know. So we'll find out.
Hello. Keep your feet on the ground.
What is this?
I hope my healing's good enough. I'm trying my best. I hope I don't let everyone down. I know I'm not the strongest, but I'll do what I can. The tank is so brave and strong. I just want to help everyone. If I believe in my friends.
It's Josh Strife Hayes. I didn't recognize him right away. Of course I know Josh Strife Hayes. He's a pretty good content creator. But I haven't seen him do a lot of these types of videos where he's like dressing up.
We'll get through this. Ah, the violence is scary. You pulled so many enemies. I'll try my best to keep up. Oh no, a super powerful attack. This is all my fault. Oh no, I can't find the rogue. I hope they're okay. You didn't bring any food. I guess I've got to work extra hard. Don't die. I can't do this alone. Finally, we did it.
So that's the anime healer, I guess, or
Get up! You die when
this is the MMO healer.
I say you can die. You need healing.
Oh, are you the tank? No, so shut up.
If you stand in the red, you deserve to die. No, not out of mana. I just don't like you. Can't heal through walls, can I? Genius.
We go at my pace, Mr. Tank, not yours.
You're all sacks of hit points and I'm God. Never forget that. The rogue can stay dead. It's better for everyone this way. Stop pulling everything. When I'm not healing, I'm out DPSing you, and you're a DPS, so get better. You got one shot. I can't out-heal stupidity. I am already healing you. Move away from the damage. You didn't bring food? Well, whose fault is that? Oh, you're all dead. Well, guess I'm soloing this then. Finally. I did it.
I did it. Yeah, I mean a lot of that's true. But a lot of that I agree with actually. Like I agree with some of that, you know, where you're saying like you know, like if somebody pulls threat and dies, a lot of times as a healer you want to be like, well, you know, like it's hard. You can't really do it on hardcore. You can't like, but I mean, there's when I've played, you know, even versions of Retail WoW, there's been times when I've had like DPS classes that are purposely going in and hitting the mob the tank isn't hitting, so they're purposely not. They're like trying to solo other mobs just to be like, look at what I can do, and then they get, you know, you have to heal them because they're getting threat, and the tank's hitting a different mob, and the rogue's hitting somebody else just because he's trying to flex his EP. And there's times when I just let him die. I just straight up stop healing him. I'm like, okay, you know, the tank's hitting this guy. You keep every pull hitting a different guy than the tank, and you're obviously doing it on purpose because the tank's pulling first. You see what he's doing. You see who he's hitting, but you're choosing to never hit who he's hitting. And I'm like, fine. You want heals? Maybe after you die, you'll get in line. And I don't think I wouldn't do that in hardcore because I'd be kind of pretty evil. But I definitely have done it in non-hardcore and just let people die, just as like a learning, you know, lesson learned. You know, just follow. You know, assist the tank. Like if you watch me play my hunter. The first thing I do at the beginning of every raid or every dungeon is say who's the tank, and adjust my macro, right, and change my macro for assist, my assist macro. So like if you go to my macros, right, and you can see right here assist, and you can see all these different people that I've assisted, you know, with my hunter. I've assisted Oates, rest in peace, he's dead. I assist Brinstar because he's our guild leader, he's a tank. I used to assist Milky Bay, rest in peace, he's dead. Elisari, I don't remember what happened to this person, but apparently I assisted that tank at some point, and then Kelthari, who is still alive, you know. And then, of course, the current person that this macro is set to assist is Tatas, because a lot of the last dungeons I've done, Tatas was the main tank. So, anyways, this is kind of ridiculous. I'm kind of waiting for But this is what Bryn does sometimes, right? Watch this. He'll do this thing where he says, Shady Moon, want to do BRD? And he says it at 9:13 p.m. And I'm like, sure, as if we're going to do it then. Like, you're asking me to do BRD. Well, guess what? I log my Paladin, and an hour and 13 minutes later, we still don't have a group because you're still doing other dungeons. You know, it's just, and he does that all the time. But you got to give Bryn credit because he does do a good job of helping people get gear and stuff like that. So, but anyways, I don't know. I have a hard time playing with other people. I've always been that way. I'm impatient. I can't help it. I like to do my own thing. You know what I mean? I like to, and I don't really want to say theory craft, but I guess to a certain degree it is kind of sort of theory crafting. But I like to try different builds. I like to try different things. But I don't really call it theory crafting because I don't usually it's not like I'm crunching numbers, you know. It's not like I'm saying, oh, you know, x to the n, you know, 1 to the nth times this times that plus this equals, well, here's my mana efficiency, here's my threat efficiency. You know, I'm not doing any of that. What I'll do is I'll go in and I'll say, okay, I pulled 10 mobs. After I killed these 10 mobs, how much health did I have left? You know, how much mana did I use? And then I might try a different setup and different gear. And I say, okay, I'll kill the same 10 mobs. How much, you know, health did I lose? How much mana did I use, right? How much damage did I take? And I'll look at those numbers and try to figure out what's the best setup, you know, what feels the best, what rotations work the best, you know, what rotations make me generate the most health return, what rotations make me do the most damage, and then when I'm playing and I get into situations where I need more health, I know what rotation to use because I've already figured it out. Or if I get a situation where I'm dying and I want to push out more DPS and try to get the fight over with as quick as possible, I know which rotation does the most damage because I've tried it out. So, yeah, pugs are definitely, yeah. Don't do a lot of pugs. I mean, I have done maybe, like, on this server, like, at 60, I've probably done, like, 1 pug. Almost all my dungeon runs are always with guilds, with the guildies. But, I mean, this server is pretty low on population, so when you're running dungeons, you're pretty much doing it with, you know, with guild members. I'm kind of mad that wasn't, you know, let me show you guys the video that I was looking at earlier. So, what you're trying to do is you're trying to, let's see, wow, drink walking, right?
Alright, here's a quick tutorial on water walking, which is essentially drinking water when you run.
This guy's mouth does not move a lot when he talks.
The way it works is mana works on a tick system. As you can see, I have this bar over here, which is a weak aura, which I will share. And if you run and press your water button when the bar is at about like 80%, you'll see you'll get the first tick of mana or first drink.
So you can see he's not stopping. So I've seen a couple different videos. On this one, he's just running nonstop and drinking right when the bars are right about here. And it's actually working for him. Now, the other video I watched was different. The other video I watched was this one.
I was just sitting there drinking, but I'm running at the same time. So by the time I continually drink while running in a race.
And actually, this guy even shows like him doing it like
the add-on called weak auras, which I'll link below.
Let's see where
and
is
then
it?
Import the weak aura, which is clear.
This guy actually shows him doing it, I think, in Molten Core. So check this out.
Anyone
So you can see him drinking. Watch
Everyone
drinking.
that's done Molten Core knows that after Magmadar, you're completely out
drink.
of mana.
You can see him
and
stop.
You have a
stop
long
moving,
way to run
move.
to the next trash.
You can see him kind of stop, drink, move, stop, drink, move.
So here's the clip of me in Molten Core doing the water.
Which is interesting because this guy doesn't stop. And he's doing it at 80%, which is interesting. So, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is that there's two different, like this one, this guy is saying do it at 80%. So before the tick, like right here, before it ticks, he's doing it. Whereas this guy's saying
Water walking your casters to just continually drink while running in a raid. I'm going to show you exactly how that works. Let me burn a little mana here. So the key to this is that you regenerate mana every 2 seconds. You get a little tick of mana.
And you see the tick.
You have to wait another 2 seconds for the next tick.
Where's my cursor?
Now it works this way whether you're drinking or just sitting out of combat. So the trick is to start your drink right before that tick, and then
okay, so right before. So I was doing it wrong earlier. Okay, that's what I was doing wrong. So because I forgot that it was right before. So you definitely want to do it right before this ends. But what was interesting is the other guy. Let's try doing it while the way the other guy did it, where he didn't. So let's just auto run. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna try drinking right around here, right? So watch. And it didn't work. See that? It did not work. Like I drank, but I didn't get anything. And now let's do the second guy's method where I stop and then do it. So we're gonna stop, drink, and you can see that's working. You could see because those 3 times when I drank, I was getting like 300 mana per drink, whereas you normally aren't going to get that much just with your regular mana tick. I was only getting like I think between 60 and 80. So yeah, so that definitely method works. This other guy's method of doing it running and not stopping, maybe it worked, 4 years ago, but obviously it doesn't work anymore. So anyway, so I just thought that was something I knew that people did, but I never really had a necessary need to do that. But since I'm a protection paladin, I feel like this is something that could be really good for me when I'm tanking, because as I'm moving in between pools, I can just throw in a couple drinks, especially if I'm like if my mana pool's like, maybe around 80%, I can just do that. And so I added this down here, and this is a weak aura, but I've customized it to try to kind of make it look like it's part of the interface, but it really isn't. It's just a weak aura. Oh, I forgot we have that the skull, but it's this one here. See, it's just a weak aura, and then I've just gone in and customized. I've added a gradient and put a pinkish color on the left and a blue on the right, and then I'm using my Guild Wars 2 UI texture, which is coming from the Guild Wars 2 UI, and which is the same texture I use in the background of my damage meter and other places as well. So try to make the interface look consistent. So that's pretty cool. So I like that. But looking at my stats, like my armor's too low, so what we would like to get to is like around 8,000 armor is what we would like to see. But I mean, I just hit 60, so I'm not gonna have 8,000 armor. But we would like to get my armor up to around 8,000. I'd like to get my health up to around 4,500. So my health is too low, my armor's too low. I'd like to get my defense up to around. Right now it says it's 308, which I don't even know how the hell my defense is even that high, but. That's 308 I know I got 10 defense. Yeah, I don't know how it calculates this defense, because you must have a base defense, and then you have plus, because you can see I only have plus 10 to defense from, from gear. But anyways, I think we'd like to get up around plus 60 defense as kind of a starting point. And then what was the other talent stat that we were looking for? I guess that's all for now, but. Anyways, I'm about ready to log a different character and start playing, because unless, I don't know. Let's see, Bryn said got to get a party rolling, 60 hardcore, need DPS for BRD. And Dagonoth said I'll be down for BRD in about an hour. So we'll see if Dagonoth's on. And he's a healer. He's a paladin healer. And he is not on. But kind of a bummer, though. Oh, there's Dagonoth. He just got online. Yeah, I just saw that. I just saw he got on. He's like, fuck yeah, I do. I remember, I think he's a healer. Okay.
cool. Very cool. Oh, that's nice.
Well met. Keep your feet on the ground.
That was nice of him to say. He's like, we can take it as slow as you want, because it's my first time doing. But I've done BRD before on Protection Paladin, but it's been a while. But BRD is pretty easy. Just some of the highlights. Actually, I got the it was pre-SOD. Yeah, the only thing that was really expensive was the damn shield. Everything I got, a lot of the gear I got pre-SOD because I already, yeah. See, I've played. Yeah, it cost me. I had to pay. It cost me $1,500 for the shield when I bought it, which is ridiculous. But yeah, a lot of the stuff I bought pre-SOD because I've played Protection Paladin a lot. You know, I've played it, you know, since 2000. I don't know. I've played it for like 6 years. You know, so I've already knew. Like I already know if I'm going to play a Protection Paladin on a vanilla server, whether it's classic or a private server, I already know certain items that I want. And one of the items I'm always going to get is Uther Strength. I will always get that. I always get True Silver Breastplate. I'm always going to get Demon Forge Breastplate. I'm always going to get Stockade Paladins. I'm always going to get Skullflame Shield and Flurry Axe. Those items I'm always going to get. So what I do is while I'm leveling other characters on the server, I'm always checking the auction house for prices. I'm always checking. So I actually already had purchased like Uther Strength, Stockade Pauldrons. I had already purchased Demon Forge Breastplate, True Silver Breastplate, and Flurry Axe. I purchased all of those items before my Paladin was even level like 30, right? Because I just, you know, I knew I was going to use them. You know, so if you know what gear you're shooting for, especially if it's a new server, and you just constantly watch the AH, you can get yourself some good prices. But the problem is once SOD came out, the prices just, you know, they went through the roof. For 3 DPS, for 360 DPS for BRD runs. Yeah, it's great. Here, let me tell Dagonoth. It's great. It's great. I'm streaming. It's great. Can you get in Discord? That way I don't have to type. Let me get in Discord. We'll go to Team 5. Team 5. And I don't have to type. Hey, am I? Hold on a second. Yeah, just checking my microphone. You're muted though. Oh, yeah, get your headphones. Okay, cool. That's fine. Did anybody say anything? That's hot. Let me go back to looking for group in Discord. And looking for 3 DPS.
Yo, what up, Shady?
Hey, what's up for 60 BRDs? I'm just adding some.
Let me change it. I cooked it.
What was that? Oh, you're muted again.
Sorry, I had it running through my
yeah, I got
monitor again, so it was gonna get echo.
Cool.
How you going, man?
I am good. Yeah, I've played Protection Paladin on private servers for years, so I was just telling my people on my stream, like, I always know what gear I'm getting before I even get it. So, like, when I was leveling up my hunter, and I was actually doing a melee hunter, so I was playing my hunter for a couple months, you know, because I was dicking around and kind of playing different characters and I even played SOD a little bit. I was always watching the AH for prices on certain items, so I already purchased a bunch of, like, I already had, like, the True Silver Breastplate, Demon Forge Breastplate, I already had Uther's Light Trinket, I already had Flurry Axe, all those things I had purchased before my Paladin was even level 30, you know, because I already knew because I always know what I want for the setup that I use on the Paladin. So I was able to get, so what I'm doing is as I'm leveling the character, I'm always checking the AH for gear for my Paladin. So I'm always, like, looking for good deals. So I got some pretty good deals and some stuff. The only thing that really broke the bank was the shield. That shield was just like, God. I saw shields up there for 3,000, 2,500. I whispered a couple people. Oh, they're just ridiculous. I whispered, people said, man, can you come down? I said, I can't afford that. I said, it took me, I had to grind gold on what I was doing was taking my hunter and all the greens I got when I leveled up my hunter, I'd send to my banker, who's an enchanter, and just DE him and sell those. And then my banker, I was buying, like, Crusader orbs. I was buying, like, the orbs, the righteous orbs. And I was buying Petri potions and just flipping them on the auction house. So I could make, like, usually like 50 gold a day just by buying them at low and selling high. But even then
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's
I can't do that. I'm so bad at doing the auction house and stuff. I'm so bad at it.
I'm not great at it.
Losing money.
I'm not great at it, but I knew those things would work. I mean, I knew that would work. But it's, you have to be constantly looking at the auction house. You gotta, well, hopefully we can get some DPS. We'll see.
Well, everyone's out of BRS now, so
yeah, I'm at Thorium Point right now.
Yeah, for sure. I'll ask for guild.
Yeah, so I'm kind of excited. Yeah, I haven't done BRD in a long time. It'll be the first time I've Protection Paladin tanked in a while, so it'll be cool. It'll be fun.
Yeah, for sure. That'll be good fun, man.
The only bad thing about the Protection Paladin is the mana, man. Having to drink between pulls. That's the worst part.
Yeah. I can imagine that as a, prop pally, you'd probably got a fair bit of downtime, right?
Yeah, I was actually just, talking to some people in the stream. I actually was looking at how you can actually drink while moving. And I've got it down kind of to a science now, so I can... But you're going to blow through your water, like, super fast, right? So what you do is, like, I've got a ticker that shows, like, every 2 seconds you basically get some mana, right? And so about 80% through the bar, I can drink and then start moving, start walking forward. And then the next time I want to drink, I have to stop, drink, and then I can start moving again. So you're getting one tick of the drink. So it is much faster regenerating mana, but you're blowing through your water really fast. So
yeah, I can't imagine that'd be cheap to do.
Oh man. So but you've been 60 for a while. I've seen you've been healing and stuff.
Yeah, I've been 60 for, I don't know, maybe 2 months now.
2 months, okay.
I've been getting on top of it. I've done cleared molten core, and I did ZG last night.
Damn, why do you want to do BRD? Is there even anything in BRD you need?
Dude, I'll show you my fucking weapons and shit. They're trash.
Oh, they're trash. Yeah, you cleared molten core with trash weapons.
I got carried. I was in the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
Fucking. Here's my weapon and shield, right?
I just do left arrow diamond. You've got the Arbiter's Blade. Oh,
and fucking level 33 offhand.
You are correct. Those are trash for your level.
Yeah.
But for
I
you.
I cannot get an offhand or a weapon to drop A.
Yeah, I don't even know. Let me take a look at the. I don't even know what's. I've never played a Paladin healer. Let's see. What?
There's good stuff in
BRD.
BRD from
I know there's an offhand, isn't there?
From Tharissen.
Oh yeah.
And the 7-dropper pre-bis healing mace.
Yeah. What is it? Chest of the 7, I think, isn't it?
So what are your priorities as like stat wise as protection paladin? Are you just stacking like dodge
weird.
and all that kind of stuff?
It's weird. Like that's the thing with the protection paladin is it's like there's a lot of different ways to approach it, you know. And throughout the some people would be like, oh, you know, you got to go defense, and some people would be like, well, you need strength, which is definitely the worst way to go. You don't ever really want to prioritize strength. You basically prioritize. I mean, for tanking is really going to be stamina. I mean, you want a pretty hefty amount of stamina. And you need intellect because you need, so you're basically prioritizing, like, you're trying to get like a certain amount of mana, so you should have at least like 3,500 mana. Like I've got like 34, 37, which is pretty good. So you're looking to get like a certain amount of mana, a certain amount of health. I would like to be around 4,500 health, but I'm only 3,500. And then
you'll get there.
Yeah, you'll get there, and then eventually, you're looking for a certain amount of spell power. If you could get up to like maybe like 160, 160 spell power. That's good because it's going to help your threat with you're going to do more damage with Consecrate. You're going to do more damage with your judgments. It's just going to help you get more threat. So that's
using
really,
rank 3 Seal of Righteous as well. Sorry to interrupt.
That's actually a good point. I don't use rank 3. Why would you use rank 3 Seal of Righteous?
So rank 3 is bugged and it scales like an extra 10 or 15% with spell power.
Really?
Yeah, the auto attacks. So instead of getting that base damage, you get extra from stacking spell power.
Okay, so for me it wouldn't work right now because I probably don't have hardly any spell power.
I think it's more later on.
Yeah.
I can't quite remember.
I'll look it up.
Was.
I wasn't aware of that. I'll look it up though. Classic WoW, rank 3. Yeah, I hadn't heard that.
No, there's a guy called Paladin on YouTube. I watched a whole bunch of his videos while leveling.
I know Paladin. I don't watch a lot of other streamers. I mean, I'm aware of them, and I know Paladin because he's got some good stuff. He did a funny video.
He just goes.
Yeah, go ahead.
You go. Sorry. No, sorry. You go.
I was gonna say he did a funny video on streamers that kind of killed their own streaming careers. And he was talking about like he basically called it his. He called it like he ranked streamers on a scale of 1 to 10 based on how shady they were, like, and he was talking about what's his name, the big fat.
All those Aranus streamers.
The fat chubby guy with the beard, S-Fan. He was talking about S-Fan. Yeah. He was talking about Cargos.
He's shady as fuck.
He was like S-Fan he's on the shady scale. He's like maybe 4 out of 10. And then he was talking about Cargos. He's like, oh yeah, Cargos. He's like at 8 out of 10 on the shady scale.
Yeah.
And he went
through like Payo and stuff.
Yeah.
10s out of 10s.
It was really interesting, talking about how they pay, like how many subscribers they have and how many comments are on their videos. And you could obviously tell that these people are buying subscribers, or like Cargos's guide videos that he put out right before Classic came out. He wasn't really like, he put the videos out, and he might have mentioned at the very beginning, or maybe somewhere in the text of the video, where some of his sources were from, but during the video he doesn't like give credit to anybody else. So it makes it sound like it's like he just knows all this stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it's that kind of stuff. It was a pretty interesting video. I think that was Paladin. I think it was Paladin.
To be fair,
yeah.
It could have been, very well could have been. Because like, I think Paladin mainly does like Paladin based content, but I'm not up to date with all his stuff. I believe he'd done one.
Paladin is it just Paladin? I can't find his channel.
Yeah. Let me look it up.
Must be spelling it wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was Paladin.
Just Paladin, or it's
Paladin 2.15.
Yeah, Paladin.
Yeah,
that's him.
Yeah, this is him because his video how to rise and fall as a top content creator. It's like an hour-long video he did. It's a good one too. You should watch it sometime.
I'll have to watch it.
He also talked about the Mach Gora tournament they did in hardcore, you know, and how he wasn't in it. He's like, basically how it was like rigged. Like he said, some of the best like paladins weren't in the tournament, you know, but S-Fan was in it.
Yep. S-Fan hosted it, man.
Mm-hmm.
He was fucking. It was cool as to watch and follow along, but like it was
I never watched it, but...
that whole thing was. It was so shady. Like people were farming for the fucking, you know, going in for runs, throwing stuff to the fucking streamers and shit, giving them BOEs, boosting them to 60. Like,
yeah, that kind of stuff's crazy. Like how really well-known streamers, they just log into a server and people just come up and give them money and give them gear. But he said here like Drakova wasn't in it. And I've never watched Drakova's videos, but I've heard he's a really, really good, you know, Retribution Paladin.
Yeah.
I've never played Ret Paladin in vanilla because I just don't like it, to be honest.
Look, I've been playing Paladin since Wrath of the Lich King, but I never played it in Classic or anything. On the re-release, I leveled a warrior and stuff, got to 58 and stopped. So this is like my first time being 60 at max level content.
Okay, cool. Man, I guess
I'm just enjoying it.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's actually a lot of fun. I mean, like I said, I played Melee Hunter like all the way to 60, so I literally wasn't. I
heard about that. That's amazing.
I did like Melee Hunter, and then I was doing Melee Hunter like LB. I still was like number 2 on the damage meters doing Melee and like Undead Strat and stuff, and then eventually Bryn talked me into going to a ranged, you know, spec, marksman spec, because Death was doing some ZG, you know, raids, and he said, Death's not going to take you as a melee hunter. I mean, Death is like, they went in there and they were like freaking inspecting people's gear. And, I'm sorry, Brim, but, you know, you're missing this and that. And then they were giving people shit for, you guys don't have the Dire Maul Tribute Run buffs. I don't know if we can take you.
Oh, that's crazy, man. Every time I've run with Death for my Molten Core and ZG, and I literally had one trinket for that Molten Core run. Like I was using my PvP trinket.
That's awesome. Just one trinket.
And with like all they asked is I get flasks, and I was like, I can do that. You know, get all the consumables.
That's cool.
But it just they haven't gear checked me or anything. Like I'm lucky like that, I guess.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I don't think it's every time they do it, but I know that I just know that from the people in Discord were talking about it. They were saying, "Oh yeah, this guy whispered me and said, you know, you're missing these buffs and you're missing that buff," and so it was kind of funny. And then they were yelling at Snoop. I guess Snoop the rogue kept breaking sheeps, and so like in the raid, he's like, "Snoop, quit breaking the sheeps."
Yeah, with his flurry.
Yeah, with his blade flurry. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, I can picture that being real funny, eh?
Yeah, one of the guys in my stream saying, it really sucks that hardcore isn't as alive as it was. Yeah, I mean, it totally sucks, Diamond. I mean, we used to be so many more people. Blizzard really screwed us over with Season of Discovery. And although I will say, because I played Season of Discovery up, you know, maxed out a Hunter, and it just, the balancing was all fucked up. It was really bad. And then, but my friend who's still playing it just told me a couple days ago, he was telling me what the changes for the melee, kind of melee-esque Hunter changes, and they're really good. So in Phase 2 of SOD, they're going to add in the trap launcher, and I think they're going to allow hunters to use traps while in combat, and to use, like, fire traps and, like, frost traps are not going to be on the same CD, I believe. It was hard to read. The tooltips were a little confusing, but if it works the way I think it works, you could go into combat, throw a freezing trap at one person, freeze them, throw, like, an immolation trap on the ground at somebody else to do damage to them, you know, and then the Raptor Strike is... You know how Raptor Strike for a hunter is like Heroic Strike for a warrior, where it's got a delay, like you hit it and then it swings after your next auto attack. So sometimes there's a pretty long delay from when you press the button before you actually do Heroic Strike. Raptor Strike for a hunter is exactly the same way, but in the second phase of SOD, they removed that to make it an instant attack. So when you hit the button, you actually instantly do the animation. And they've also reduced the cooldown by 3 seconds, I think. And then I think there's even a further adjustment where you can actually reset the cooldown. So it's pretty cool. I mean, you could go in as a melee hunter what I did with the melee hunter is I dual wielded flurry axes with Frost Oil on both and Crusader on both. And because Frost Oil doesn't have an internal cooldown,
So it can literally proc back to back to back. And, you know, with Flurry Axes having a chance to proc additional attacks, it was really good. The damage was really good. So I would love to see that in Season of Discovery at like level 60, because of the fact that the Raptor Strike is instant and it has a chance to reset. So you could get some crazy... I mean, if I had Hand of Justice, dual flurries, and I could go up to somebody and swing with Raptor Strike, and I could possibly proc like, you know, 3 or 4 or 5 attacks, and then reset Raptor Strike like maybe once or even twice. You know what I mean? So I could just like be pressing the button like 3 times in a row on Raptor Strike. It would just be, the damage could be insane. So I may go back to Season Discovery in Phase 2 just to check that out, but I'll still be playing here as well.
Season of Discovery seems pretty good. I haven't probably given it a try. I just hit, 60 when it was released and got too caught up in hardcore.
Yeah. Hardcore is more fun than Season Discovery, in my opinion. But
I think they've both got their, they both got their upsides and stuff.
The problem with I was just gonna say, the problem with Season Discovery is once you play hardcore and you have that kind of tense factor of going into 60 dungeons knowing that if you die you're done, you don't have that feeling in Season of Discovery. Like, you die and it doesn't matter. So it just, the fear factor isn't there, the stress factor is there, that kind of thing that makes you feel alive while you're playing, it just isn't there. So the game feels a lot less exciting because that's not there.
Yeah, I feel that for sure.
Yeah.
I definitely feel that.
Well, I guess we're not going to be able to get anybody for BRD. I didn't think it was that late. Well, I guess it is 10:57 here.
Yeah, it's only 3 in Viarbo for me.
Yeah, where are you at?
I'm in Australia. I'm in Sydney.
Oh, I thought there was Australian accent. Now,
yeah,
so
it was even Battle British, eh?
Yeah. So yeah, Australia they don't have servers.
Nah, so we're stuck with, you're stuck with us guys.
Yeah. That's cool though. I love Australia. Australia and New Zealand.
It's a cool place.
Yeah.
I've never been to New Zealand, but I'd like to get across there sometime.
Yeah, I mean, just Lord of the Rings, man. You see all the movies and all the footage of New Zealand, and it's just like, I guess, and I think New Zealand has a lot of, if you like kayaking, I guess they have the best kayaking in the world. I think from what I've heard, like the most like kind of rivers and streams, and yeah.
They've got skiing, mountain climbing, mountain biking, kayaking. It's literally like an outdoor adventure the whole time, man.
Yeah.
Well, that's from what I've heard. I've had a few friends move over there and come back, and a few friends move over there and just stay over there. It's just, it sounds beautiful.
Yeah, for sure. Well, okay, so I guess we can't get a dungeon. Maybe one thing I can do is I can work on my tier 0.5 upgrade, because I can upgrade my bracers and my gloves and my belt.
That's probably not a bad idea. I know there's one boss in UBRS that I'm not sure what part of the set he upgrades, but I think most hardcore guilds are just skipping him because he's got one-shot mechanics.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, they've got he summons ads, and you need 3 rogues to deal with it.
Oh wow.
Or something like that. If they get a cast off, you die. Like the target dies.
Okay. Jeez, yeah, it's probably not worth doing. I mean, not just for 1 piece of gear, unless it might be 2 pieces. I don't know.
I really just don't know about it. I just saw this boss when I was watching a guide and was like, holy shit! Like, I'm never going near this boss.
I've got.
He spawns in the base chamber. I'll find out what his name is.
I'm just looking it up right now to see. Soulforge belts.
Lord Balthalak.
Okay.
When you go into Atlas loot, he's down the bottom.
Oh yeah.
In the like trash and stuff area.
In UBRS?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see him. Lord of Valthalak. Yeah, it says tier 0.5 sets.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, he drops a shield.
Wow.
Doesn't look like a...
It's actually decent.
I'll show you the shield I won from ZG last night, but I actually gave it to a warrior.
Yeah.
The guild kind of got a bit up in arms, being like, you know, the warrior should get this or this, so I just ended up trading it over to him.
Where it was in ZG?
Yeah, it was in ZG. This is one.
Yeah, you guess of the blood god.
It's not as good as yours, I don't think, but it's like pretty solid.
That's pretty damn good, though. I mean, the increase your chance to block by 2% is really good. That's actually really
absolutely.
Good. T25.
Except that, like, it's true. The warrior should have got it. Like, it's better on warriors, and I'm going to be healing most of the time anyway. All I wanted it for was like PvE, like quests and open world farming shit.
No, it's a better shield for mitigation. I mean, for pure defensive purposes, it's way better than my shield. I mean, if I was like doing like molten core or something like that, I would prefer to have that blood god shield just because the mitigation is going to be better. I mean, that 2% shield block plus it's 47% block. We still block 5 with it. Yeah, it's actually that's a really good shield.
Yeah, I just figured, you know, give it to a warrior, keep death happy.
Yeah.
And you know, get in their good books, you know, make it look like what, you know, reload and shit aren't, you know, like we're not greedy, we're there to help, all this.
Yeah. Well, I had an interesting kind of spat with, I guess, I don't know if it's the guild leader or the procreate person, one of the officers.
Yeah, procreator, I saw that, man.
Yeah, it was really weird. Well, what it was is I was just grinding some timber moss, and I pulled like 3 or 4, and I got a couple ads, like, so I had like 6, and they do a debuff that reduces my healing by 50%, so when I get like 6, I basically have to run because I can't kill them. And so I basically just turned around. I turned around and just ran, you know, bubbled and just ran off and to reset him. Well, apparently there was a death druid who was farming. He was fairly close to me, but he was behind my camera because I play with my camera pretty far zoomed in. And so, you know, the mobs were chasing me. I bubbled. I ran. Well, when they reset off of me, they went back, and I guess they jumped on him. And he got all mad, and he comes running up next to me and starts, kind of swearing at me or something. And I just kind of joked. And if anybody ever swears at me, I usually just have the same kind of response. I'm like, "Ah, shut up, noob." That's usually all I ever say.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Ah, shut up, noob."
That's all
I usually
just
say.
Ask him if they're having a good day. How's your day going, mate?
How's your day going, mate?
It always triggers them, man. It always triggers them.
That's probably what I should have said. But what was really weird is then Procreate private messaged me and started calling me names. And started like saying, "You fucking asshole" or something. And I'm like,
oh yeah, I saw that.
And I've got it all on stream. That's the best part, is I have it all because I was streaming, and I have it all on stream. And what I said to them is, when I messaged to Procreate, is like, "Hey, can I get some buffs?" That's what I said.
I saw that too. I was like, that's
can I get
funny.
some buffs? But that's all I said, because I wasn't gonna, and I didn't even know who that was. I didn't know who it was. I knew it was somebody from Death. I had no idea, so I didn't say anything, and that's all. And then I told Bryn, I said, "Man, these Death people, they kind of started a little spat," and I go, "I just want to let you know in case they say anything." And he goes, "Well, do you?" He goes, "What happened?" And I said, "Oh, well, I was streaming, Bryn." And so I go, "Here's the video," and I gave Bryn the video, and I said, "Just go here and watch it." And he watched it. He's like, "Oh," he's like, "Dude." He's like, you could even see that guy. He was like behind you. And I'm like, "I know." I go, "They were just basically dicks, you know?"
Well, I've heard that, but I don't want to be talking shit about him.
Yeah.
Like...
Well, I can tell you for sure that I've run into some Death people that are really nice, but I've run into some Death people that are douchebags. I had another one try to kill me. I had one try to kill me. I was like farming, leveling from 54 to 60, just AoE farming in Sorrow Hill in Western Plaguelands. And
yeah, I know the place.
Yeah, and so this rogue or somebody, I think it was another Paladin. I think he was in Death, and I was already farming, and I had pulled a big group, and he kind of came over and tried to grab a few mobs that obviously I was trying to get. I was physically had like 3 mobs, and I was trying to grab these other 2, and he ran over and grabbed them kind of before I could get to them, which I thought was kind of a douchey move. I mean, I already had 3. You can see I was running right at those 2. I was going to pick them up, and he grabbed him, and I think I said, what did I say? I was being a little snarky that day, and I just said, I can't remember what I said. Just something like get out. I said something like, "Get out of my area, bitch," or something like, just kind of a snarky comment.
Yeah, just sassy type
just something
shit.
Sassy, because I can be like that. I can be bitchy sometimes, but I wasn't trying to be an asshole. It was just more of kind of a comical thing. I was like, "Hey, get out of my way, bitch."
Well,
but then
I'm Australian. We talk like that normally.
So you talk like that normally, so you understand. But what was funny
Then he ran and was picking up. Then he ran on his mount and was picking up. When I would pull like 5 or 6 skeletons that have 6 skeletons on me, he would go and pull like 5 or 6 more and come over and drop them on me. So he was literally trying to kill me. And I laughed.
You can report him for griefing me.
Yeah, he was griefing me, and I actually laughed because the way my paladin's set up, it's really hard to kill me. And so I just started laughing. I go, thanks, man. I was hoping to get some more. I go, why don't you bring some more over?
Yeah.
And so he dropped like 6 on top of me, and I had like 4 on me, and of course I took him down, no problem. And
well, yeah, that spot's so nice to AoE farm.
Great. That spot's great.
I AoE farmed 52 to 60 there actually.
Yeah, I did 54 to 60 on this character there. It's just great.
It's so good for paladins.
Yeah, but anyways, yeah. So like I said, I've run into some death players that are kind of douchebags, and I've run into some that are really nice. So
I personally, like, you know, I've never run into one that's been a douchebag to me, but I just, you know, stick to myself. I see other people in an area and I'm always cautious. I see them running over and I'll be out of there before, you know, they even get to me.
Yeah.
But I'm just anxious and paranoid like that.
Well, I was hoping to run BRD, but I guess it's not looking too good.
Well, I'm always down to run BRD.
Cool.
Like, whenever a group forms or whatever, I'm happy to heal.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be trying to run BRD really over the next 3, 4, 5 days. It's probably all I'll be doing. Is just running BRD because there's quite a few upgrades in there for me as well. You know, there's some shoulders, some chest piece. There's obviously there's
some great plate gear.
Yeah, there's the ring, the Nagla ring or whatever it's called. There's I think the trinket off the Emperor, there's one of those that's pretty decent for a tank, and so there's different items. And none of the dungeon really worries me. I don't think any of it's really that difficult. My health's a little low, so maybe the Emperor might hit me hard, but outside of him.
At worst, you know, you pop potions before the fire guards, and you when we go into what's it called, we'll just have someone off tank the princess until she's dead, and I'll just be spamming fat heals on you.
Yeah, and I mean, I definitely, because my hunter is an alchemist, so I'll have the superior defense, and she also just got the lip recipe recently, so the limited invulnerability potion, so I can always I'll craft some of those up here tonight, and that way I can pop one of those on the Emperor just in case.
Yeah, for sure. We should be right. I've got plus 435 healing now, and I can get up to I can get up to plus 462. So
nice.
Like, that should be fine. If I'm just spamming flash of light, you take damage and fucking get a holy light off on you, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just if you then start getting smacked or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's the only one that really kind of, in any way, concerns me, because, and what people don't understand, is that he's got, the bosses, the loot they give you is loot they're using. Like, he's using Ironfell. He's using the Hand of Justice.
I get that.
So some people don't get that.
And it can proc itself, man.
Exactly. Some people don't get that. So the Ironfell could proc, and then Justice could proc. So he could swing once and hit you like 5 or 6 times. So
I saw Cal get chunked like 2.4k in there.
Yeah.
But that was like back when he was first gearing for tank.
Yeah. Yeah. But I've got like I was gonna say, like, the way I'm set up, I have a lot of self-healing. So like I'm just killing 4 mobs here. And I didn't reset my meters, but I'll like, if I kill 4 mobs that are my level, by the time they're dead, I'll have self-healed for like anywhere from 2,000 to 3,000 health.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah, just off my
especially if I'm dropping like a Seal of Light and you've got Flurry Axe, you'll be fucking, I won't even have to heal you.
Yeah, see, normally I drop Seal of Light. So what I do is I actually usually drop Seal of Light because I don't really care much about, like, because I'm going to put salve on everybody in the group anyway, right? Everybody's going to have salve. Like, and with my consecration and with, if I want to get threat, all I got to do is toss down a few holy shields, as long as they're melee. The only mobs that sometimes can be tricky is the casters because they're not physically hitting me. So if the getting threat on them can be, it's just one of those things where, the other people in the group need to not hit the casters if I'm not hitting the casters,
Yeah, I get that. I get that.
Because I'm not going to get threat, but
even then, the only people who really will get threat against you, that's a problem. Like mages, they can ice block, right? Rogues, they can either
Vanish,
fucking
yeah.
vanish or evasion tank it. And warriors, they can like literally chuck on a shield. If you're pulling aggro as a warlock, you're kind of fucked. But we don't even have any warlocks.
Yeah. I'm practicing my running.
Yeah, you just got to be so careful.
Yeah, we have some people that do a lot of damage, so we're gonna get. So here, like, I'm pulling a war golem, and what's this? An elemental, like a magma elemental. Let's see how much healing I do. I'm curious. There's just 2 mobs though, so it won't be a ton.
That's in Searing Gorge.
In Searing Gorge.
I think I know the ones you're talking about.
Yeah, and a lot of it's just, it's really RNG, it's proc based. You never know. Like, it's, with Flurry X, if Flurry procs,
No, I get that completely.
You know what I mean?
Sometimes it can proc like crazy, some fights doesn't even proc at all.
Sometimes it won't proc at all. Like right in this fight, I've only got 500, self-healing right now. And so the more mobs that are on me, the more healing I'm going to do because of the Skull Flame Shield. And they're like my... Oh, I also have Dark Moon card Heroism, so... That's a really funny one too, because like it procced once. So in that particular fight against 2 mobs, I healed for 582 health.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's like 15 or that's like 15% of your total health.
Yeah, I only have 3,500 health, so. But like that was just one example. Like I could do another fight against 2 mobs and heal for like 1,500. So it just, it kind of goes all over the place. It depends on the Flurry Axe, depends on the Dark Moon card Heroism and different various factors. Let me pull another. I want to pull another one to see. Because I consider that kind of low. I would expect to be up around maybe 800 for 2 mobs. Here I'm going to pull a couple Dark Iron Dwarves and let's see what I get. And I might just be killing these guys too fast too. We'll see.
Well, that's the thing. You'll have more healing the longer the fight goes on, right? With all the procs.
Yeah. Like right here, I threw down the highest rank of consecration, so that's gonna make these guys drop fairly quickly.
Yeah, so quick compared to rank 1.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have the highest rank and the lowest rank on my bar. So the highest rank is gonna be, the highest rank I'll drop when I go in, and then the only time I pretty much always drop the highest rank just because mana efficiency. Highest rank is the best damage, damage per mana. It's the most efficient. It just uses a ton of mana. So, but when you get low on,
realistically, like hardcore's not about speed running or anything. We can literally drink after every mob. We can drink, as often and all that is needed.
Well, that's people in this guild have been really friendly. I've only been in one group where there was somebody in our group that was complaining about how long we were taking to do the pulls, which I don't like that. The first thing, that's kind of one of my pet peeves. I'm like, like if I'm in a dungeon, let the tank should be allowed to pull at his leisure. Same thing with the healers. Like if the healers don't have mana, don't let them get their mana. Don't rush the port.
I've never had a problem with people stopping when I need mana, and I've never seen someone rush for tank, but I know it has like adverse effects where they want it to go quick. But it ends up even going slower and worse because now the tank's worried. He's overthinking, he's being blamed out, and it's just, you get what I'm getting at.
Yeah, exactly. No, I understand what you're saying.
I just, you take it at your own pace, and if you have a problem with the tank, you don't say it to his face, you just deal with it. It's just what life is.
Yeah. Well, that was kind of a bummer, though. I thought normally we get more people, but I guess it is a Wednesday night? Thursday night. People want to get to bed, I guess. I'm going to head to Winter Spring then, because that's the first step of my tier 0.5 upgrade.
Getting those bloods or whatever.
Yeah, the bloods. Yeah, and I can probably get... I don't know if I can get all of the bracers and the belt and the gloves finished tonight. We can certainly do the bracers. That's super easy. The hardest part is the stupid, Eastern Plague Lands where you have to get the stupid ectoplasm off those undead. Oh, man. That's actually...
yeah.
I did it solo on my hunter, but it was annoying because the Scarlet Monastery pack that paths up and down through the town,
It's scary, man. It's fucking scary as.
I have unit scans, so I get like a notification when they get close by. But
it'd be going off the whole time.
But if I didn't have that, I can imagine people who weren't aware of those packs going over trying to do that quest, and next thing you know, you've got like 4 or 5 Scarlet Elites jumping on you. I mean, that's just easy way to die.
Oh yeah, it's. I'm sure there's a lot of people who've died just from unawareness.
Yeah.
Like especially around that Scarlet area. Like I'm so shit scared of that area. I just don't go anywhere near it.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that is like Ungoro Crater, like going through Ungoro Crater, and if like King Crush or whatever, that huge raptor comes up behind you.
I nearly ran into him once. I swear to God, like I have no idea how he didn't aggro.
And it's weird in Ungoro. Sometimes they don't phase in right away. Like you don't see them right away for some reason, and all of a sudden they're like right on top of you.
Oh yeah. But I just wasn't paying attention. It was completely my own fault. But that phasing thing's fucking scary, man.
Yeah, we did that in that Scarlet pack I was talking about in Eastern Plaguelands. I was with Bryn, and we were getting ready to do Undead Strat. And we kind of got close to the road, and all of a sudden, we almost, as a group, almost ran right into the pack. They just like, holy shit, where'd they come from? It's possible sometimes that somebody might have killed them, and they just respawn. That's the worst thing, is if you have something spawn right on top of you. I've seen people die to Teramis. In like where he basically spawned like right on top of them, because somehow
he's got such a big aggro range too. You can't get out of there in time.
Like they just logged into the game and they were sitting there and they kind of running down the road. All of a sudden he just spawned right on top of them. I'm like, holy shit.
That's no good at all, eh?
Yeah.
I fucking always go back to an inn and I'm making sure like the mobs are loading in before I go deeper and shit. I'm just so paranoid.
No, that's what keeps you alive.
Yeah, I'm like pretty glad I made it to 60.
Yeah, I mean, like I've got the 160 and now the Paladin. I've got a warrior and a mage I'm leveling, but I haven't really been playing them too much yet. But
what level are those guys?
I think the warrior's like 18. The mage I just created like a couple days, like a week ago, and she's like level 6 or something. And but I did do a plus 22 enchant on a level 2 white staff for her.
Oh yeah, for sure. They're crazy, aren't they?
Yeah, it was funny. I think it was Caltheri said, he goes, is that, because I put a picture of it in the Discord, he goes, is that a plus 22 intellect enchant on a stick you found in the woods? I go, yeah,
that's a funny way to word it.
It was great, because this is what it looked like. It's just like a stick, right? I'm holding like a level 2 white staff, you know. The cool thing about that is if you enchant like a white item, you can trade it to another character. So if I ever want to level like a warlock, I could give him my level 2 plus 22 intellect staff, you know.
Yeah, I've got a whole set of like just health gear, like plus 7 stand boots, plus 7 stand wrists, plus 100 health chest, and I trade them over to my level 1s. So I've got a skinning knife with fiery blaze.
Yeah.
So there's like 5 levels. I just fucking AoE farm.
Yeah, that actually is, that's really good. Like, I haven't done that. I should do that with the gear, but what I usually do is I just do the plus 7 enchant of boots and bracers and just on those characters. But yeah, I do have some. Let me log over since I just missed the boat. I'm gonna log over to my mage real quick.
If I can suggest anything, do it on cloth, then you can give it to anyone. Even my warrior's still using some plus 7 cloth shit.
I was just gonna jump over to my mage because I think her boots are white boots that have plus 7 stamina on them. So, but yeah, it's huge. The biggest thing you can do to help your characters at low level, especially a warrior, because warriors are so squishy, and like a priest or like a mage or a warlock, is like you said, just give yourself some stamina because it literally doubles your health pool. Like those 2 enchants will double your health pool.
My bank is at 175 health, and he doesn't even have the like braces or anything. And when I unequip everything, he goes down to 55 health. That like triples your health. Level 1, you know.
Level 1, yeah.
Without the plus 7 enchant from the braces, and even then you can get plus 9 stam to braces too.
Well, I'm looking. So I logged into my mage. She's level 8 actually, and
that's pretty good for it.
She's got white simple linen boots with +7 stamina on them, and she doesn't have a she does have a bracer that's got +7 stamina, but it's a level 15 bracer. The shimmering bracers of arcane wrath. So I'm actually doing because one thing about me is I like to do weird builds. I don't like to do like what everybody else does because I find that kind of
not meta.
I'm not.
I kind of got that when you went melee hunter.
Yeah, like melee or like protection paladin.
I dig that. That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, like melee hunter, protection paladin. I play the classes that people say suck, you know. So for the mage, I'm gonna go arcane fire. It's definitely not as popular, and people say, will tell you that arcane's not that good. But from what I've been researching, it's actually pretty good. So yeah, the mage is gonna be like an arcane fire build. It should be pretty cool.
It sounds pretty fun to me. Like everyone just goes frost, and I can imagine if you die a few times, you know, get to 30 die, get to 40 die, you know, whatever, it just get repetitive, man.
Yeah. What else do I have? Let me see. I think I've got a couple other characters. I have others that I started to play, but I didn't really like. I've got a level 10 druid, and I've got a level 14 rogue. So
yeah, you got heaps of tunes.
Yeah, and then I've got like
I'm a bit like that too.
I've got like 5 bankers. I literally have a banker for my cloth, a banker for like all my ore and like gems, a banker for
that's not a bad idea.
A banker for all my like what I like to call body parts is like, you know, spider legs and meat, like any kind of like stuff like spider silk. And also potions.
No wonder you earn so much money. You're so coordinated with it all.
I've played the game too long, is all it is.
I'm still a noob to classic. Like I don't know, even retail and stuff. All I know is paladin. I know a bit of warlock, but I only really know how to paladin.
Oh, that's cool. Paladin's a good class. I can play. I'm really good with hunters, paladins, priests, and rogues. And warriors. I know all those classes really well.
So you're pretty much good with almost every class.
I'm not very good. I don't know warlocks that well, and I'm probably not very good at mages. Those are the 2 classes and of course shamans, because I don't really ever play horde that much. So.
See, like warlock, I started in Wrath of the Lich King as well, and that was like I was playing Paladin and Warlock. Like I was raiding Heroic Lich King and stuff. That was, you know, that was on my Ret Paladin at the time. But I had
Wrath,
always loved Demonology Warlocks. You know, they had like Metamorphosis and the what's it called, the like Doom Guard or whatever it was.
Yeah, the Doom Guard, yeah.
Oh, the Fell Guard, I think it was. I can't remember.
I fell in love. I'll tell you what. When I played Warlock was in Shadowlands. So I never really. I don't play like the WoW expansions like the last 3 or 4 they do. I only play them PvP wise, like because I like PvP. So what I would do is like when Shadowlands came out, I didn't level a character up doing the quest. What I do is I get to level 10, and then I just queue Battlegrounds, and I play Battlegrounds all the way to max level. And I did that in Shadowlands, and I did that in Dragonflight as well. But in Shadowlands, what I did is I played a Destruction Warlock, and it was some of the most fun I've ever had in the game. Like, some of the most fun. Because I'd never played really a Warlock that much, and I'd never played Destruction. And I was dropping these, like, what is it called?
Chaos bolts going.
I was dropping, like, at like level
man.
25, I would drop a Chaos Bolt and take, like, 80% of the character's health off. It'd just be like, boom! And I'd be like, holy shit.
You can still do that at max level, and you get the fucking instant procs, man. I was, because I played Season 1 Dragonflight, they buffed the shit out of Ret. They made Ret go crazy. And, I got up to 2350 solo shuffle, and it was just full of warlocks, Ret paladins, priests. It was nuts. These, you know, you get matched with a demonology warlock, and you just have to not demonology, a destruction warlock, and you just have to focus them because, like, and they've got so much healing and survival.
Yeah.
So you're never going to take them down. But if you don't focus them, like, they just free cast and just get so much damage off.
Yeah, it was cool because they have that ability that makes the Chaos Bolt split off and hit like multiple people at once. And it was Man, I'd never played Warlock that much at all. Like, I'd played Affliction back in vanilla, like original game, a little bit. But I was playing the Chaos. I was playing the Destruction. I just was fun. It was really fun. The gameplay, like you said, they were very tanky.
I just got so much heals, like Mortal Coil and fucking Hellstone, and I can't even remember all the cooldowns they have these days, but it's just fucking.
Well, they got nerfed. I remember they got nerfed. They got nerfed in Dragonflights, where they said they weren't like as like the meta anymore. Like the destruction wasn't as good. It was still good, but it wasn't like when they first got really good in Shadowlands. They were like really good. And since I was playing them, and I had a lot of fun. And then I also started playing Arcane Mage in Shadowlands, and that was really fun. Arcane Mage in Shadowlands was a lot of fun. So I like retail as far as like, you know, the spell effects, the spell animations are just beautiful, and the gameplay is really fun. But the problem with it is there's too many abilities, and there's too many things you have to know in PvP. Like there's just so much to it, because I played a lot more PvP, you know, in the older versions of the game, and so it's really fun playing Shadowlands and Dragonflight when you're like level like 20 to like, you know, like level 50 or something, or level 40. But then once you start getting close to max level and you start getting all of the abilities, it starts to become a little bit overwhelming for me anyway.
Yeah, it definitely does. No, I completely agree. I found it the same.
Yeah.
Like I buy level boosts as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
oh god, I couldn't do that because I have to level up with the PvP spec I'm going to PvP with, because that way when I get there, I'm really comfortable with everything, you know?
That's what I should have done, really. It kind of feels like a waste of money, because now I have to put all this time into learning the class, and you haven't even been given your skills, you know, one at a time, and you learn, you know.
That's the best way. I hate any MMO where I go in, like, what was the game? Oh, I was playing Throne of Liberty. Throne of Liberty came out in, I guess, Korea. And so I actually got an account, and I was playing the Korean version, and that's kind of that way. Like Throne of Liberty, like it's basically like a New World, where based on the gear you equip, you get certain abilities, but you get a lot of abilities very quickly, and I don't like that, because I always feel overwhelmed. I'm like, shit, I've got like 6 different abilities, and I've never used any of them, and what do I use when? And if they give them to you like kind of one at a time. You know, it's just much better.
It's kind of like playing a new card game, and you just get thrown into it, and you don't know, you don't
know all the rules.
There's just so many options. You don't know what's good, what's, you know, what you're meant to be doing.
Yeah.
But I find games like that fun, because you're learning what to do and all that kind of stuff, you know?
Oh, it's fun. It's just frustrating, because...
Oh, yeah, that too.
Yeah, because I'm not used to not knowing. I've played WoW ever since it came out. I was in WoW beta, so I was actually in WoW beta in 2004 on Doomhammers. So I was playing the game before it was even launched. So before it was even launched, because I'm an old fart.
You've seen all the good times then.
Yeah, so I've been in the game ever since. So yeah, so it's just, you know, so like this, like I have all these fond memories of like Wrath of the Lich King PvP, and like, you know, even Cataclysm PvP was really fun. In fact, it was
Cata PvP was so fun.
PvP was, and Ret Paladin was the best in Cata. Like Cata Ret is like godlike. I mean, you were like a god.
Oh, trust me, I played fucking Warlock and Ret Paladin in those times. And
man,
the PvP was so fun. It's so stupid how strong it is, and how defensive and all that. Like, you can't slow us. We got stuns we can use defensively. We got heals. Like,
yeah.
And if you want to focus us, you're going to be fighting, you know, when you're going to be, you know, on my positioning. You're going to be exactly where I want you to fight me. So it's, you know, it's not always like that as Ret, because sometimes they don't want to fight you and you have to go over to them, and they get to, you know, kind of control it a bit more. But I fucking love it when they focus me as Ret, because you take them behind the pillars, you make them, you know, low rating and stuff, you make them line of sight their healers, and it's just so fun like that.
Yeah, don't ever let it set your healer, man. I did a lot of, like when I played, you know, Burning Crusade and Arena Season 1, when Arena first came out, I played a priest, and my partner just, you know, I didn't know anything about Arena, because it was the first time Arena existed in the game, and so I was doing Arena with my friend, and he was a rogue, so it just turned out we happened to have one of the best twos comps, which is priest rogue, And
yeah, that was huge.
Yeah, we went all the way to like 1900 pretty quickly, and we didn't know much.
Sure.
We didn't even know what we were doing. But back then, that was actually pretty good. I ended up getting like the rival title and shit, and I was top 10% on the server, but which wasn't but it was like so much fun because the classes didn't have tons and tons of abilities, and there was stuff you could do with the builds that you'd never even think of doing now. Like there was a spec on the priest that I actually ran that I called the tri spec, where I would actually talent point into all 3 trees. And the reason I did that is because as my rogue would have a lot of problems with druids, because we ran against a lot of druid warrior teams, and a lot of times we get really close to killing druids, and the druids would like root and run, and so
or cyclone and
or cyclone and run. And so what we did is I actually would go down into far enough into the shadow to get mind flay, and so as soon as the druid started to get low, I would actually start as the healer. I would start mind flaying them, and that way if they tried to run, they were like slowed.
Slowed and taking damage. Yeah,
it actually worked though. It helped the rogue to stick to him, because sometimes the warrior would come over and charge the rogue, and maybe he'd wing clip the rogue or whatever it is. I think it's not wing clip or hamstring. And anyways, it was fun.
Super smart.
Yeah, we used to run, so you could run a lot of like really bizarre stuff. And later in WoW, that stuff disappeared, and no one ever did that crazy shit anymore. But you didn't have you didn't have so many skills. Like, man, there are so many. Like, I can't tell you, like for example, my arcane mage, I have 30 keybinds and and like 30 macros, and it's just crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. The mages and warlocks need to have so many keybinds, man. Like even Paladin these days, like Rep Paladin, back in Wrath of the Lich King and Cataclysm, and I didn't actually play Mists of Pandaria, but back in those times, Paladin had a pretty set rotation. You could face roll it like your keyboard pretty much.
Yeah.
And now you actually have to think what you want to use, when you want to use it, all that kind of stuff. Stack holy power before you start going in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good times, good times. So I enjoy. I was just gonna say I enjoy doing the PvP and retail, but as I'm going through up to the top, the bracket that's not the highest bracket, like the 50 bracket or whatever the last bracket is.
I get that.
You know what I mean? But then once you get to the last bracket, which is like the max level, everything changes.
Yeah.
Because everyone,
everyone's so much sweatier.
Yeah, people are more sweaty. Plus, you run into people that are fully geared, and you're getting there, you have no gear, and they're like fully geared. So it just becomes this really. And then they did something else in retail WoW where max level characters were able to go into lower level brackets, and I don't understand how that worked, but it happened, and it was ridiculous. It was stupid. You'd be running
that's fucking stupid.
Yeah, you'd be running these groups, and there'd be people in there that were doing 4 times more damage than everybody else in the battleground. Like there'd be a hunter that's doing this hunter's doing 20,000 damage, then there's the other hunter who's doing 100,000 damage, and you're like, what the fuck? Yeah. And then people are like, oh, he's a max level character who's somehow able to get into these lower level groups. I don't really understand how that worked, but it was, just another example of Blizzard being Blizzard, stupid.
Dude, I used to love twinks, right? I fucking used to, made a BC Warlock twink, got him the bow from Sunwell and the Warglaives from Illidan.
Mm-hmm.
And they ruined them. I had a 19 Paladin as well. I love twinking on. I know it wasn't the best class for 19 twinks by any means, but I farmed Arena Grandmaster for it.
It's still pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh, you're better in PvP than me. I never got Arena. The highest rating I ever got in Arena was right around 2,000. I never could get.
I was that until Dragonflight, so it sounds like we're about the same, man.
Yeah. But I never ran.
I was 50 off getting
Mm-hmm.
I was 50 rating off getting Gladiator season 1,
mm-hmm.
and that push to get that last rating was the most stressful thing I've ever done in my life, man. It actually made me have a mental breakdown and quit WoW.
Yeah, I mean, it's the hardest part with Arena was always, for me anyways, is I was really lucky in that the first person I played with this rogue, we got along really well. And plus we were so new that people didn't have the egos because nobody really knew Arena that well because it was brand new. So everybody was nice. But as the years and years went on, and everybody knew the classes, everybody just turned into assholes, you know, and
yeah, elitists.
Yeah, elitist, and they'd be like really nice to you in a match as long as you're winning. As soon as you lost one match, immediately like you were like the bad player. Oh my God, this is your fault. You know, even though you did more damage than them, and you know, I mean, I still have screenshots of arena matches because I have a ton of screenshots from World of Warcraft still on my computer. I have screenshots of my Paladin in Cataclysm in one arena match. My Paladin did like 700,000 damage. And the other two people on the other side, the enemy, they combined for like 150,000 damage.
That's crazy.
And I had both killing blows. I basically just single-handedly just went over and just destroyed the team. And it was like an arena match at like 1800. It wasn't like they were complete noobs, you know.
You'd find that at like low level, but like 1800, you expect it to be a bit better than that.
Yeah, you expect it to be a little bit better, but. Yeah, but yeah, the Paladin in Cat. That's the one thing about Cataclysm Classic I'm excited for is the PvP.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to be playing a bit of PvP on it.
Yeah, I will be too. And actually the dungeons are because in Cata they went back to the more difficult dungeons that required you to CC a little bit. You know what I mean?
I remember when Cata was fresh, how hard some of the heroics were, man. Yeah. And you full had to CC mobs like on the pools and stuff like you do in Classic. Like it felt good like that, going from Wrath of the Lich King where you could pull half, Gundrak in one pool. Like as protection Paladin, they were fucking broken, man. Like it actually took you back and made you take your time and just appreciate a dungeon, learn the mechanics.
I'm trying to remember how I think I farmed these blood samples off the kitties when I did this last time in Winterspring.
I've never done that before, so I wouldn't have any useful input for that. So
yeah, there's an area up here where you can pull like 3 or 4 cats at a time, and I think this is how I did it last time. So
I was going to say before, man, I'm so shit scared of AoE farming now. I got rid of my plate chest, and now I've only got a cloth one, and I messed up so bad. I had a decent one from Blackrock Depths that gave strength, int, and stam, and had damage and healing done.
Yeah, I bet I know which one it was. The spider silk carapace or something. Yeah.
Something like that. It was from like the arena.
Yeah, I think that's the one. Yeah.
It seems so good for AoE farming.
Oh yeah, very good. Yeah, there's actually there's a couple items chests I think, or there's a lot of items. There's a shoulders chest, and there's a lot of stuff in BRD that'd be good for me. That's why I was super excited to do it. But we'll have to try again tomorrow, I guess.
Well, I'll always be down. As long as I'm online, I'm happy to run BRD.
Yeah, I'll definitely hit you up.
I want that fucking mace.
Yeah. Well, Brim was trying. He was trying to get me to, I think, run BRD earlier. But I work till 6 o'clock Eastern Time, US. So
yeah.
Like right now it's 11:39 p.m. here. So, but anyways, yeah. So usually when Brim gets on, he's usually on by like 4 p.m. EST. So. And I told him, I said, I don't even get off work till 6. And then I usually have dinner with my wife. So actually, my wife's calling. Hold on a second.
You take your time.
That was my wife. She's like, she had some clothes in the dryer, and she wanted me to tell her when it stopped, but I actually fell asleep on the couch earlier. And I go, oh man, I fell asleep. She's like, she's like calling me from the bed, and she's like she sounds like totally half asleep. She's like, I know. She's like, I restarted it. Did it stop yet? So I'll be right back. I gotta go check on the dryer.
That's all good, man. That's all good.
All right.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Back to grinding samples.
I might have to head off in like 5 minutes or so. I'm gonna have a shower and just unwind a little.
Cool. Yeah, I'm just gonna do this quest. Then we'll see how far I get into the next quest, or I may just watch TV and then go to sleep. I don't know. We'll see.
I just got home from work pretty much as I hopped on and spoke to you, so I'm keen to make myself some lunch and chill out. Looks like my cat's around, so give them some food.
I've got 3 cats, and they were just begging me for food just now.
Oh fuck, I love cats, man.
Yeah, I have 3 cats and a dog, so we weren't planning on having 3 cats and a dog, but it somehow turned out that way.
That's just how it ends up.
Yeah, I was gonna have 1 cat and We're into 2 and 3, and then my wife really wanted a dog, and I was like, no, 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 and she finally talked me into it.
Oh, dogs are good too.
Yeah.
We've always had a cat and a dog, like, my whole life, so
Mm-hmm.
I'm just used to them. My cat's 14 now, and he's going strong.
Mine are much
You
younger.
couldn't tell he's 14, man.
Mine are like
Yeah, how old are yours?
between 3 and 5, I think.
Oh, they're still kittens.
Yeah, they're still pretty young.
Yeah, for sure. They get along well?
Yeah. Oh yeah, they get along. Yeah. One of them, one fights, likes to fight and likes to rumble with the other ones, but just like in the morning, he always likes to fight them, and I kind of have to get on him to stop him. But other than that, they get along really well.
There's always one.
Yeah, he likes to get on one, and so she always runs around to get away from him. And she has her little hiding spots, places she can go to get away. But I always, if I catch him doing that, I kind of smack him on the butt and say, "Leave that." They're all named after like Egyptian gods. So I've got Anubis, Osiris, and Amun-Ra. And
that's a bit better than my cat's name.
So, and it's Amun-Ra, who I just call him Ra. Ra always goes after Anubis, like in the morning. I don't know why.
No, it's probably some ancient god thing they got going.
Yeah. Definitely.
My cat's name's Mr. Kitty after South Park.
Yeah, yep.
Got him when I was 15 or something like that. And I was just in love with South Park, man.
South Park. Yes, I am much older. I know I don't sound like it, but I'm 53.
That's...
Yeah.
I'll be 53 soon enough. I'm fucking 30 in a couple weeks.
There you go. I wish I was 30, but yeah. I'm doing fine. Yeah, but I'm just a big kid.
Yeah,
People always like, "Oh, you don't sound like 53." I'm like, I don't really feel like 53 either. So.
Your age goes up, but your maturity and all that stays like a kid, eh?
Mm-hmm. I'm just a big kid. I like to play video games. I like to,
Oh, that's good. You got to enjoy yourself, man. There's too many, people in their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s even, that just are too caught up in, work and all that kind of stuff, and even then they get home and they're just stressed, and
yeah,
it's good you've got that thing that you can unwind with and just chill out and relax.
Well, that's what's funny is that's what WoW is for me, is a way to relax. And even though it's hardcore, people, I always kind of laugh when people play hardcore, and they die. And then I've seen people die in hardcore and they're like, "Oh man, I'm so happy I died because now I can get back to my normal life, or now I'm not stressed anymore." And I'm like, man, hardcore doesn't stress me out at all. Like, it's just fun, I find it fun.
I find it fun.
Yeah.
But I went into this with a mind frame, like, I could die and lose my character at any point. Like, it's fun for me to go and push new things and do dungeons, and just, every day that my character's still alive, I'm just happy I had fun on it.
Yeah. Yeah, if I die, I would suck if I died on the Paladin, just because I had to spend so much damn gold on this gear.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas, like, the Hunter, I didn't. The Hunter, I didn't have to do that. The Hunter just mostly gear that I got by doing, dungeons or whatever. Although I do have dual flurry axes on Hunter. But those are all the flurry axes, I was buying those for, like, 150, 200 gold. Like, early.
You've got all the flurry axes on the server.
I got them way before, way before SOD. So, like, I had flurry axes on my Hunter, like 4 months ago or something, like a long time ago. And so they were much cheaper. I got one for like 150 and I got the other one for like 200, and now they're like 800 a piece, I think. So the prices have just gone, the prices have just gotten crazy.
Like, it's crazy to me. I had I bought all my consumables, like petri flasks, and leveled up all my alts, engineering and shit pre SOD, and then the week SOD dropped, everything got so much more expensive.
And I guess it's just because there's not as many. I don't know. I didn't really understand why the prices went up so much. I guess just because there's less people supplying, supply and demand. I don't know, but it didn't.
It's got to be
sense.
supply and demand.
I know it's supply and demand, but man, for prices
it's
to go
the
from
only
like
thing that
300.
makes sense to me.
Yeah, but for prices for
overnight.
Yeah, it almost happened like overnight. Yeah.
Yeah. blew my mind, man. Like, I agree, it can't just be, you know, it's not just simple supply and demand that's affected it. It's like, it's got to be something psychological that's added to it, you know.
I think so. I think with there being less people, the need for people to gear up and to be to be valid, to, you know, so basically there aren't guilds left on the server that really aren't like the ones that are running like high level dungeons, you know, that are running like the LBRSs and UBRSs. You don't see a lot of the guilds that were just friendly guilds, like the Cuties guild, for example, that had a lot of lower level players in them. Those guilds have all folded. Most of them are gone.
Well, the one I was in, we had Anixia, MC, ZG on farm, right? Like running UBRS absolutely all the time. This was an Australian guild as well.
Okay.
And our guild master, he just went to SOD, never came back, and you know, I hit 60 like a week or two after SOD came out, and I just never got to raid with them.
Yeah, that sucks.
So now there's all these guys that have all, you know, like we had a Hide of the Wild Maker, we had all the flasks, we had you know, enchanters that had gone and farmed Winter Spring Rep or whatever it was, no, Timbermore Hold. So we had all the good enchants, all the good recipes, all that kind of shit, and people helping gear other people, but it just stopped overnight with SOD.
That sucks.
Yeah, so I think a lot of the people that had the recipes and stuff as well, like they're
gone.
They left and haven't come back yet.
And that's why some of those recipes have gone. That's why those people can demand whatever they want. Like the people that are selling the Petri pots, that's why those went up, because there weren't that many people that could make them.
No, you know? That's the thing, and you need them. You get past level 50, and you need to keep 2 of them on you.
And I don't have any on this character. I need to get some. I just forgot. I got the money. I just forgot to get them, to be honest. I feel you have this over-inflated sense of like invulnerability on a protection paladin. You know, you're like when you're leveling, because I'm killing like 5, 6, 7, 8 mobs at a time. You know, and
Blessing of Sanctuary, the fucking breastplate, especially with that shield flurry axe.
Yeah.
Blessing of, you know, were you dropping Blessing of Wisdom or Blessing of Light when you were AoE farming?
Well, I'm using so I'll judge the targets with light so that I get the heals coming back, and then I'll throw Seal of Righteousness up, and then on myself I'm using Sanctuary, Blessing of Sanctuary, and if I'm gonna get like low on health, I mean I may think about like using Wisdom, but actually what I did was I saw this trinket on the auction house for 200 gold, which was actually a really good price. If you're still in the game, I'm gonna whisper it to you. Let's see,
yeah, I'm still in game.
So this trinket, which normally, I was seeing this trinket in the auction house for like 500, 600, 700 gold. One day it was in the auction house for 200 gold and I snatched it up. And the reason I snatched that up for 200 gold was because that solved my mana problems when I was AoE farming.
Yeah.
I mean, 18 intellect was like a huge boost to my mana pool, and it's got an 8 stamina, which is not bad. So that, for me...
Well, the 10 spirits, not the worst either if you can get a tick off or 2 in between, you know, context or whatever.
So that alone right there allowed me to stop really using Wisdom. I just throw up... I basically would, you know, judge with light, throw up like Sanctuary on myself, throw up Seal of Righteousness, and I could take down like 6, 7, 8 mobs, and I still would have mana at the end of the fight. So yeah, I wasn't using Wisdom at all.
Yeah, that's unreal.
Yeah.
I found I would go so quick without Blessing of Wisdom, but I was holy. I was 31 points holy, even back into protection at that point. Because I wanted to be able to heal like Mara and all that kind of stuff. In hindsight, I could have, even with the you know, Blessing of Sanct spec, but I don't know, I was just a bit anxious. It was my first time playing, you know, Paladin through Classic.
Yeah, so yeah, I've done it so many times. Like in private servers, I've leveled Paladins to 60 doing this kind of AoE leveling, like 3 or 4 times already. So I've kind of got it down to a science as far as like what I like to do.
And it's so fun.
Yeah.
The AoE farming's so fun.
Yeah, it's great. But as far as the gear, like I still hadn't figured out, because I'd never really done like I'd tanked BRD and I'd done like some LBRS, but that's about all I ever did on Protection Paladin in Classic or like in Vanilla WoW. So I was really not sure what gear I would be striving for like say like ZG, or if I wanted to try to do ZG, which I don't know if I'll be able to, but I think I could. I don't see why not.
Well, I think you'll be able to.
Yeah.
It might get a bit, you know, funky on Hakar. Like but in saying that, as long as people just don't over aggro, then it's all right, because you have to sit either, you know, you have to have the first 4 slots occupied for threat, I think. I can't remember how many slots. But yeah, you just, you know, that's the only thing I could picture being hard.
Yeah, and so and I know there's an off tank, because you know I haven't done ZG, but I know Bryn has done it quite a few times, and he always talks about they'll have him off tank. So I mean, I would think that I could be an off tank, you know.
There is a threat reset on Bloodlord Bandikir, but I'd imagine we're probably skipping him the first couple times we go anyway.
Yeah, is he the one that does the gaze that kills you?
Yeah. He
I would think we would skip that.
When we were killing him yesterday, I was so scared.
Because it's like that one-shot mechanics have got to be very scary for hardcore.
I wasn't spamming Holy Light. I was man, I wasn't spamming Flash of Light. I was like doing my Holy Lights and just like canceling them if I'm like, oh no, it's gonna come off, and I was just so worried the tank was just not gonna get enough heals, and it was just so butt clenching, man.
Yeah, that's kind of the life of the healer. It's like, okay, did he take damage? Do I need to let this heal land? If not, I jump. You know, I jump up and down. That's what I do. Like, if I don't want the heal to land, if I don't want it to finish because he didn't take enough damage, and I don't want to waste mana and overheal, then I just hit the space bar.
Yeah, that's it. Like, but even with Bloodlord, you can't jump when he does your threatening gaze. You can't move. You can't do anything. Or
you can't move. So you just have to let the heal finish, I guess, right?
No, you press.
Oh, you
escape.
you can't even cast. You just have to escape. Yeah, because you can't even do anything.
Yeah. So if you're a hunter and you have dots on him, if those dots damage him, he'll attack you. He'll charge you.
Oh my god.
So when we go in,
so
when you fight him,
when you fight him, you don't do any kind of dot abilities then, right? Any damage over time, like none, right? Okay, yeah, makes sense.
None.
Oh man.
Like, I was even scared to drop my Seal of Light on him, because what if people are triggering that and he charges me?
Oh man. That's one thing, since I've never played a healing paladin ever, and the reason I've never done that is because I was a main priest in the original game in 2004 all the way through Wrath of the Lich King. So I have a fondness for priests, and I'm like, why would I play a paladin healer when I could just play a priest? You know what I mean? Because I like priests.
I completely understand that.
Yeah. And so
I reckon priest has so much more utility than paladin. Like, don't get me wrong, we don't go but just like the bubble when you need it, the renew, like.
Yeah, well, it's really just the prayer of healing. The group heals are what make the priest shine over the paladin. So you can throw in.
Yeah.
You can basically do like, I think Man, I haven't done vanilla priest in a while. What do I still have? You should be able to just do inner focus and prayer of healing. That's what I normally do. Like, let me make sure that still works. If inner focus gives you the chance to to crit. Let me see.
Yeah, I remember that.
So here, inner focus, when activated, reduces the mana cost of your next spell by 100%, increases critical effect chance. So basically, it's like a beautiful way, like when your group's taking a ton of damage and you can't really heal them individually because it's going to take too long. You just pop inner focus and cast prayer of healing, and it's just such a great feeling to see that like everybody in your party is like 50% health, and when that spell lands, if it crits, they're like all at 100% health. Just boom, heals everybody.
Especially if it crits, man.
Yeah, if it crits, it's almost a full heal. From like 50% to full, and that's so powerful.
So that's the problem I've been having with some dungeons. Like, people, I haven't ever had anyone die in my party, right? Like, touch wood, I won't. But when I'm in dungeons and people start, getting smacked up as a team, like for example in Blackrock Depths when the fire guards use their fireball volley, right?
Yep.
It can get really hard to keep everyone topped up. Whereas, like, if I've just got to heal the tank, for example, in ZG yesterday, I was just I was just meant to spam Flash Blight over and over again on one tank, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that was like so easy. He didn't drop below 75% health the whole fight because I'm just too busy fucking, max rank Flash of Blight, got 9,000 fucking mana with all the buffs and flask and stuff. It's,
Mm-hmm.
don't even have to down rank.
Nice.
Honestly, I don't think I even needed a flask for CG yesterday. Everyone was just so geared. I never really went down below like 40% mana.
Very nice. Yeah, that's the thing with this is everybody. It's not like the original game where people didn't know about all the different types of buffs that you could have, and even if so, people didn't like. You would go into like UBRS and. We didn't have nobody had world buffs. Like, nobody had world buffs. If you had world buffs, it wasn't planned. It's like you just happened to be in Stormwind and the Dragon Slayer buff dropped. You got to realize that in the original World of Warcraft game, only 10% of the people even rated. Only 10% of the player base actually even did Molten Core. And so...
when I was... Sorry, you go on.
I was going to say, so there weren't as many buffs being dropped in Stormwind or like in Booty Bay. And they certainly weren't being communicated out like they are in today's world,
That was just spontaneous.
Yeah.
You've cleared ZG and the, ZG buff will go off straight afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Because the guy's just, getting his new necklace.
Yep.
I actually watched a video about this when I was at work today. It was on the Race to the World's First Nax clear. But it went through, like, talking about the guild's progressions through AQ and how long it took for bosses, how long it took for them to actually get Cthulhu down. And like, talked about the whole history. And even then, it was bringing up all these points you're bringing up now where people didn't know to get world buffs. They couldn't afford to flask a whole guild.
No. Yeah, people
and
didn't
now
have the
it's
money.
just
And
mandatory.
And now people have made it, like, they've min-maxed the game to where it's just stupid easy. Like, most of these runs, like, if it wasn't hardcore, everything would be, like, just dumb easy, right? Because the only really difficult thing about any of this stuff is that you could die. Like, running Molten Core wouldn't be hard if you didn't care if you died.
It was so crazy, man.
Yeah.
As long as you're aware of what you got to do, like, and with all the, videos and everything, all the guides on the internet, you know what to do.
Yeah.
Like, the only thing that could have been sketch is probably Gar, but when you have 5 warlocks in the raid, that makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, I used to be the main puller in Molten Core in vanilla. So, like, I was the hunter who pulled all the groups. And, like, I would use, like, Eye of the Beast on the Baron. And actually go and and stuff, and that was so long. And I don't even remember it now. Like, if someone had me do it now, I wouldn't even remember how to do it because it was so long ago.
I wouldn't want to be the person doing that in hardcore.
Yeah, and like, and even like on the general in UBRS, like on my hunter, I did that with Bryn, where I had to go pull General Dracosath away from the group and kite him, and then feign death, and he runs back. And I remember doing that in the original game, but in the original game, I didn't care if I died. But he can resist my feign death. So if I kite him all the way to the beast room and I feign death and he resists, I have to Petri. It's just an automatic Petri. It's like a mage using aspect. That's why a mage could realistically be a better person to do that on, because they can just ice block. And I don't know if ice block, can ice block be resisted? I don't think so.
I don't think it gets resisted, but the problem is when the ice block expires, he will return to the mage.
Whereas on the hunter, he won't.
I think
that's why the hunter is considered the best then. Okay. But yeah, I mean, and also he can flag you. Like, I can pull him, and if he drops conflag on me, the fire, it won't kill me, but it'll like almost kill me. And but as long as you're like max range, because I used to do it in the original game, and I don't ever remember ever really getting flagged. It was just sometimes he would resist my feign death. So
if I was in your situation, like saying in saying that, you know, pulling razor gore and all that, I'd be popping a greater fire protection potion and all that.
Oh yeah,
shit.
I did. I do. On general Dragonstaff, I always pop a greater fire protection.
You just have to, you know, it just stops that one shot.
Yep.
I'm always popping like fire protection potions, frost protection potions, shadow protection potions, like going through dungeons, like when it's a cruisy thing, because they last an hour, right? Even if I'm just using the cheap ones, it just makes it so much more manageable when you reach like for example, those like the fire guards in BRD, like I'll keep one of the lesser fire protection potions on me all the time because they're literally 80 silver each. And I've got so much time where I don't need to use my mana potion. So, you know, like when we're about to go into the arena, I'll make sure the fire protection potion's up, and then, you know, just in between pulls and stuff. But you know, I like keeping my potion off cooldown as well, so I try to be a bit smart about it.
Yeah, you want to make sure that your potion. I'm the same way. I don't like to have a potion on cooldown in any of the boss fights. And just trash, it's not as big a deal. But
if you got to use a potion during a boss fight, you got to use a potion, and that's fine if it then goes on cooldown. But I don't want to go into a boss with it on cooldown.
Yeah. And the mistake you see people, because I've played hardcore for about 4 years now. I did the Cargos hardcore, you know.
You're a proper veteran.
Yeah, I did the hardcore that was the community-led hardcore that they came up with, and
So
I've been doing it since like 2019, and the one thing that you see a lot of people one of the mistakes I see people make a lot is that they wait too long to use their potion, because the potion's only like a 2-minute cooldown. So if you're in a fight and you're in a situation where your health's gonna get really low, use your potion as soon as you know that. As soon as you think, oh my god, my health is getting really low, pot right away, because if you do that, a lot of times it's gonna come back again. Especially if you're a character like a rogue or someone who's got some sort of mitigation, you know, like a paladin or a rogue or somebody who can pop some sort of a defensive cooldown that's going to extend the fight long enough to where your potion comes back. I've seen many times where people would pot and then their potion was about 5 seconds away from coming off cooldown and they died. But they waited forever to pot. They waited until they were like at 20% health when they could have potted at 50% health or 60% health, you know. So
yeah, absolutely. It's people, I think a lot of people, especially while leveling, I found this, they don't want to spend money. They're like worried this potion, you know, oh, I'm going to have to spend another 50 silver to replace it or gold to replace it or whatever. But like, fuck, you know, you're risking your character. It's worth more than, you know, a few potions and stuff.
Definitely.
That's just what I do. Like, whenever I'm going places, I've got so many greater, you know, I've got one of all the greater protection potions, and I've got a few of the lesser ones, and you know, just keeping like rumsy rums on you. Like, I know I'm a healer, but 10 stands, 10 stands.
Yep. I would always fish those up. Well, you know, before I was gonna do dead mines and, you know, and tank on my paladin, I'd always just be like, I would always make sure I had that, because that's freaking 100 health, man.
Absolutely. Like, that's the thing.
That's funny. I don't have any of those on me, man. I'm glad you mentioned that.
Oh yeah, you're gonna wanna have some of those, eh?
Yeah, I should grab some of those. And normally I do, but I've been so like not in the mindset of dungeons. I've done very few. I didn't really do any dungeons on my hunter or my paladin leveling up. Not until, you know, once I got to 60, I did. Actually, on the hunter, I did Sunken Temple and, you know, a few dungeons, but and I was always #1 on DPS as a melee hunter too. I was like #1 almost every time.
Dude, melee hunter is actually viable.
People were freaking out. I had a guy who rolled hunter after he got out. He was the healer. After he got out of the dungeon with me, he stopped playing his healer and he rolled a hunter because he wanted to play melee after he watched me play melee. He's like, holy shit. So that's pretty fun.
It actually just sounds like fun, and it actually sounds like
fun.
Yeah. It just seems like for a melee class, you guys have so much utility. Like,
It's just because you have to do a lot more. There's a lot more, like, you're like a rogue. You have to position yourself behind, but you're doing your traps. Your traps are like 20% of your damage, so you're constantly feigning deaths, which does put you at risk. Because your feign death is on cooldown a lot.
In cooldown, yeah.
Because you have to feign death. But it's only, the feign death is like 23% cooldown. I mean, it's a really short cooldown, so it's not that big deal. And as a hunter, you got mail armor. And with the melee hunter, the way I'm spec'd, my dodge is like 33% dodge rating. So, I'm dodging I'm dodging so many attacks when I got monkey up, right?
Why aren't you tanking?
Well, that was kind of one of the things I wanted to do with the melee hunter, was to set him up as like I was calling them basically a off-tank trap CC specialist, because with the improved traps, your frost trap basically CCs a mob for 20 seconds, and then your feign death is going to be like, your feign death, you have improved feign death, so your feign death's really hardly ever going to be resisted. You've got a super high dodge rate, so you're very hard to hit. So yeah, I definitely wanted to set it up as a character who could basically, if we went into a pool, I could actually manage like 2 or 3 mobs by myself, between me and my pet and my traps. I could literally manage like 2 or 3 mobs all by myself. And that was what I was really focusing as the play style of the melee hunter. And I got to, like I said, I got to run I got to 60 as melee hunter, and I still didn't get to do that because I didn't get all the gear I wanted yet. But the good thing is, when I've been doing the regular marksman hunter, I still roll neat on items that I consider melee hunter specific, right? Like in BRD, I think it was BRD or LBRS. It might have been LBRS. There's these leggings called the Tristram leggings, and they have like 2% dodge. They're like male leggings. Let's see if I can find them. I think. I think it's LBRS. Can you search for gear in here? Yeah, you can.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a little look.
Can you do Tristan? No. Leggings. That's probably gonna pull up like. I think it was.
I'm just going through
Lower Blackrock Spire. I don't want model. And leggings. Yeah, here's Tressermaid. No, that's not them.
No, they're healing ones, I think.
Yeah, those are the healings. I'm looking male.
Maybe they're from UBRS?
They could be from... They could be UBRS. I didn't think they were. I don't think they're UBRS. Maybe they could be Strathholm.
Oh, I see them. Blade Master leggings?
No, that's not them. See Strathholm.
I'll link you these anyway. This would be fucking great for their leather up.
Yeah.
Here they are, Tristram.
Yeah, where was it? Yeah, the Tristram. Those are the ones.
It
was the Beast. So I got those, and those are actually great for melee hunter because the 2% dodge, which is huge.
Yeah,
2% dodge.
That's huge.
So,
with 13 stand, 34 attack power as well.
Yeah, so the items like that, I'll still roll neat on.
Yeah, for sure.
Man, those blade masters are nice,
well,
but they're leather. So because I'm going for I want to have all mail armor, so because I want the high armor class.
Yeah.
Mitigation.
I understand that for sure.
And I actually got the helm of Narv, in live side strat. I won the roll on that when it dropped, and that's something I've thought about using on the melee hunter just because of if I was doing the off tank, because it's got like 30 some odd stamina on it or something crazy.
I'm not familiar with it, so I'm just looking it up now.
Yeah, the helm of Narv, it's got a ton of stamina on it. Where's my website?
Helm of Narv.
Narv, N-A-R-V. Where is... I'm looking for this.
I'm just going to search an ARV.
It's just a world drop. Let's see.
Oh, that's why I'm not seeing it.
Yeah, it's a world
I was
drop.
looking at the bosses and going through it.
Nah, it's a world drop.
I've noticed that before, but I've seen people wearing it. I recognize the name, but I just can't remember it, like its stats and stuff.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull. I've got a website that I go to, and I can't. I've got a website that I go to that you can basically you can search the auction house on our server for stuff.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I'll give you the link. It's really cool, actually. It'll show you the prices, the selling prices of items over the last, like, I think 3 months, and the average sell price. So if you want to, like, find out the price of things, you know, to list, it's really good. Plus, it'll even tell you if there's something on the auction house right now. So you don't even have to go to the auction house to look stuff up.
That's so useful.
Yeah.
I know WoW Armory used to have that stuff, but they shut it down.
Yeah, and it sucks that they shut that stuff down.
Oh, I used to love that WoW Armory stuff.
Yeah, it was cool. I think I found... No, that's not. That's Mid-Journey.
I just can't find the well drop section here. Collections. World Epics. That's not what I want. Oh, here it is. Yeah, Helm and Nav.
Yeah. What's the stamina on that?
32.
Yeah, so it's good. And it's got pretty high armor,
that's
too.
a lot of stamina, man.
Yeah, and it's got agility, too. I think like 13 agility or something.
13 agility, 18 spirit.
Ah, finally, I found the website. Okay, I'm going to give it to you. This is a link directly to this website, but it actually also has... This is right to our server. So if you go to that URL, you can search for any item. Here, do you see my stream? You know I'm streaming, right?
You're streaming.
If you go to Discord...
It doesn't say you're live on Discord.
If you go to Discord and go into the streaming section... No, it's an actual stream, like a YouTube stream, not a streaming in Discord.
Oh, I see it.
So if you go into the streaming section, you click on that link, you'll go into my stream. And I can show you, this is what the website looks like. So you can go in here, you can search for, like I could have just searched for Helm of Narv.
Yeah.
And I can see
Fucking
that...
ads.
Yeah, and I can see that this is like monthly average price is 333 gold. Current prices, so currently it says there's one item in the auction house right now for 300 gold.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
Let's confirm that. Let's see, is that right? Because I'm actually in Ironforge. So I'm going to go to
the auction house too.
I'm going to go to the auction house in Ironforge. Oh, but first let's turn in our quest here.
Oh, it's even cheaper. It's even cheaper now. Maybe people have to search it up or something to update it to the website.
I don't know how
it's
it
$299.
Well, that's what it said. That's what it said.
Oh, I thought you said 333.
No, I said monthly average price was 333. Like,
I see.
See, it says current prices amount.
Yeah,
1,
I see it right there.
299 gold. So it'll show you auctions that are on right now. And so this is a really, really good tool.
That's amazing.
So I use this to check the price of things. So I know if I want to sell something, what's it normally sell for? Because a lot of times you'll try to sell something there, you know, like if you're using Auctionator or something, it's basically looking to see if there's something on right now, or if you scan the auction house and try to build up like a history. But anyways, let's turn this in. We're gonna get our first tier 0.5 upgrade.
See you around. Have a good one.
Oh yeah, look at that. I hate that it takes my enchant off of it though.
Oh yeah, congratulations, man.
Yeah, so we got our first one.
Yeah, that sucks. It takes the enchant off.
So now we have 9 strength, 10 stamina, 9 intellect. Increased damage and healing done by 8. So,
that's kind of huge.
So that's considered one of the best items for protection, paladin, tanking. So that's the first one. Now we got to get the belts and the other one's next. Did I hearth?
Dude, your character's kitted out. I'm looking at your shield and pauldrons, and they're crazy.
Did you see? Like my gear is ridiculous. Like I've got Muthkul's helm, Lightforged gauntlets, Lightforged bracers, Lightforged belt, Direwing leguards, which are pretty good. And then the worst item I have is probably my boots are probably my worst item. But actually, I was really excited to get the Darkmoon card, Heroism. You know, sometimes heals the bearer for 120 to 180 health when damaging an enemy. So
that's crazy. Yeah. I've heard that's got like a pretty high proc rate as well.
It's higher than I thought it was. Like if you go down, are you seeing my screen right now? If I go down here to my damage meter, you can see I've got the healing done. If I go up here, you can see that right now, and just when I was killing those kitties up there, it procced 33 times.
That's crazy.
So it's doing 13.9% of my healing, which is actually sometimes
that's like a lay on hands in the long run. Like
so it's pretty good.
Probably even more.
Yeah, and then, yeah, interesting. Uther's Light effect. Which is weird. Uther's Light is interesting because Uther's Light isn't really a heal, it's a bubble. So I'm not sure if this is just basically coming up as this is damage you mitigated. The one thing with recap,
I've noticed
it doesn't show absorbs on here. So
I've been using.
Yeah, there's the other add-on. What's it called?
Details.
Details, yeah, and I think details will do a better job of showing.
It counts shields and bubbles and all that kind of stuff as healing done.
Does it? Okay. Well, then that's what this one's doing too. Frostbolt.
Yeah. Well, essentially, those shields are healing done.
Pretty much. This is what's ridiculous. Look at it. One frost oil is 3.4 gold. You want to make money? Like, I can go farm Winterspite and make these frost oil pretty quickly. I mean, not quickly, but I could probably make...
I get it.
Maybe like in an hour, I could make like 10, maybe like 8 or 10 of these. So that'd make me what, like... So that's not that much money, though. Like, an hour to get
25
like
plus with whatever else you get.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I still think that the fastest way to make money is to just flip the auction house. Just buy stuff and resell it.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. I think you're pretty switched onto that one, Bo.
Yeah.
I've tried that and I just end up failing so badly.
See you soon.
Yeah, I was really bad at it, and then I just my friend was pretty good at it, and I never really put out much effort, you know. And then I just sat down and had to think about it, like what are people using all the time? People are enchanting Crusader all the time. People are dying all the time, obviously, or pretty frequently. So what are the items that are always going to be purchased? Crusader orbs and petrification flasks, and they're very expensive. So when Crusader orbs get down around 100 gold, that's when I buy them, and then I try to resell them for like 130, 120, 130, and usually I can sell them within a few days. I haven't been doing it lately.
Well, I'm sure.
So.
I know I'd be buying them at like 130, like happily to use.
Yeah, so people buy them.
They get lower than that.
Yeah, and when they're right down around 100 is when I buy them, and then I try to sell them around 120, 130. And then the petrification flax, I've bought those as cheap as like 120 gold, and then resold them for like 160. So.
Well, that's huge.
Mm-hmm.
Huge profit. And realistically, people are going to pay whatever they're, is being asked for Petries because they need them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm just lucky. I got mine pre-SOD, so I've just, been holding on to mine. Haven't had to use them, but, when I bought them pre-SOD, it was like 50 gold to 60 gold each, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they've just only just come down from 160 gold each.
Yeah. Oh man.
I was considering reselling them and trying to flip, but I don't want to do anything without having, a bunch of Petries on me.
Yeah, did I not grab the upgrade? How do I start the next quest?
Have you grabbed the quest from him?
I don't think I did. Shit. I turned that one in. Yeah, I screwed up. I don't know if I can just start it right away. I can't remember, or if I have to have items to start it right away. Let me go back to the.
I thought you could start it right away, but again, I wouldn't know. I really wouldn't know the right answer.
I did it on my hunter just like a week ago or 2 weeks ago.
Even then, it's too long for me to remember.
Exactly,
I've done something 2 weeks ago. It's out of my memory.
Wait till you get to be 53 years old, and you'll definitely be out of your memory. All right, let's see. So the first quest was basically you have to get the Winterspring Bud. Once you've done that, part 2, things get started. Yeah, so I just need to talk to him again, but I've already got the delicate Arcanite converter, the stone scale oil. I don't have the Vulcanite ash. That just means I have to go collect that. I've got the Goblin Rock. So most of the regions I've already got. So actually, but it's more than that. And then we got to go farm the. The ectoplasm. Then yeah, it's crazy. You have to go all the way to like Gadgeson to get the distiller. Then you've got to. Then
make your way back from there.
Then you've got to go to get the scorched ectoplasm from Silithus, the frozen ectoplasm from Winterspring, but the hardest one is the stable ectoplasm from Eastern Plaguelands. Yeah. Actually, the Winterspring is easy. The Winterspring and the Silithus are super easy compared to the Plaguelands one.
We're just sending you all around the world is the thing.
Yeah, you're all over the place.
Yeah. Well, Shady, I might have to bail now for a little bit.
Yeah, take off, man. Yeah, you won't see me again tonight. It's 12:25 a.m. So.
Yeah. Well, there's not much left of the night, is there?
No. No.
Yeah, well, I'll be down for a BRD tomorrow or something like that.
Yeah, hopefully we can get a group for tomorrow. That'd be cool.
Yeah, for sure. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it'll be fun. Have a good one.
Right, cheers for the chat. I really appreciate it, man. Catch you soon.
Yeah, no worries. Cheers.
Right, see ya.
All right. So I didn't get to talk to you guys in the stream that much because I was talking to Dag. I haven't never talked to Dag before. I didn't realize he was Australian, but he seems like a good guy, and he's a healer. So I'm a tank. He's a healer. So all we need over the next few days is just to find some damn DPS so we can run some BRDs. So let me try to see what I need for this next part. Oh, let me check. I don't think Altarian's on. He's usually doing raids at this point, but let's see. He's not online, so we'll enchant my bracers tomorrow. Won't worry about it right now. Oh, where's the quiet? Okay, so we need the greater eternal essence. Which I do not. Wait, I got one. Don't know why I have one, but I do. Tiger meat. So. Where's this inventory at? Oh, hey, Chad. Yeah, no worries, man. Still on the stream. I'm just gonna see if I can. I don't know how far I'm gonna get on this quest chain, but I'm gonna try to get somewhere. I actually have 2 WoW accounts, so we're gonna jump into my secondary WoW account, so we can trade some stuff to my character here, because she has what I need. There's Ewan from our guild. Ooh. Ooh. Alright, cool. Hey Volker, what's up? How you doing, man? Alright, so we have these we can give, and I think I don't know what I did with the other stuff. I think I put it in the bank. That's what I did. Yeah, I think I put my stuff in the bank. I'm glad you are good. As far as like the goblin rocket fuel and some of these other things that we need. I think I just tossed it in the bank earlier.
Good day to you.
Yes. Hopefully, maybe. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. What did I do with my delicate? Oh, here's my delicate arc. Oh, no, it is. See, it's right here. Got our rocket fuel. Anything in here we can get rid of? We don't need some of these things like solid grinding stone. We don't need dense grinding stone. Maybe we need. I don't really know. We're gonna have to throw away some of this mistletoe. I hate throwing away mistletoe. But it's kind of a waste to have all this stuff. Why not? My cooking on this character sucks. We're not gonna need this. Get rid of this cloth.
Safe travels.
Oh, you were, yeah, that was yesterday, like early, well, I guess yesterday morning, yeah. That's when I hit 60. Get rid of those. And, all right, so what else do we need? So, we've got our stone scale oil, I'm assuming. No, we don't. We got our greater eternal essence. We need one more greater eternal essence. We got our delicate arcanine converter. We need 40 gold, which we got plenty of gold. But I'm missing the stone scale oil.
You need something?
See it here. And give it to her. You weren't feeling. Oh yeah, sorry you weren't feeling well, man. What's with the lag? Serious lag. You have requested a trade. Oh, apparently Keep Faith is still in the.
See you around.
Okay. We've got that. We need one more greater eternal. Hey, the prices, huh? 4 gold's actually pretty cheap. Yeah. Actually pretty cheap. Okay. Now, is this... So the following materials needed to create. So this is to create the ectoplasmic. Alright, cool. So we've got what we need to create it. And then we gotta go hunt the ectoplasm.
Well met. Be careful.
Oh, did Poon die or something? Let's see. No. Maybe somebody else died. Alright, I'm pretty tired. I don't think I can do this quest tonight. I mean, this quest takes, like, if I remember correctly, 3 or 4 hours, probably. And there's no way I'm going to do it tonight, because it's already almost 1 in the morning. So I got to get to bed, but... probably won't get to this quest tomorrow, unfortunately. I would like to have... if I knew I wasn't going to be able to do a BRD, I wouldn't have spent so much time dicking around, and I would have been able to get more of this quest done tonight. Oh, we've got the One Piece. Let's see. Paladin. So this is what we're going for, is the Paladin. Classic WoW Paladin Soul 4 set. Actually, this is what it looks like. Actually, it looks kind of cool. Pretty cool looking. But this is what we're going for, the Soul Forge set. And the breastplate. Okay, so to get the upgraded, let's see. To get the pants, the shoulders, and the boots, we end up having to save Asida Harmon from Baron Rivendare. Immediately after opening the second service gate, you have 45. So that's the one where you have to clear Stratholme in 45 minutes. But it's the final one, which is the helm and chest. Wow. Oh my god, the helm and chest looks really difficult. It looks like we have to go to Silithus. You'll need the materials, friendly reputation for snaring circle to summon the Duke of Cinders. We gotta summon the Duke. Holy crap, and we needed 1 flask of supreme power. Holy crap. Why am I going here, by the way? I'm actually going the wrong direction. Yeah, I'm glad I caught that. We need to go to... oh no, we need to go to Gadsden. I missed the boat. I'm an idiot. I'm not going to make the boat now because I went the wrong way. Yep, it's gone. That's what you get for looking at the quest. So wow, getting the helm chest, you need to get a flask of supreme power. You also need materials and friendly reputation with Stenarian Circle to summon the Duke of Cinders. If I get the Signet of Beckoning Fire, which I have no idea how to get this, you'll have only a 25% chance to summon the Duke of Cinders without it, meaning you may have to go. Okay, so we need the Signet of Beckoning Fire. However we get that, I don't know. Signet of Beckoning Fire. Created by... Oh, okay, so you have to create that with a Dark Rune and 5 Fire Bloom. Okay, that's pretty easy. Then we summon the Duke of Cinders. But what do we need from the Duke of Cinders? I guess we get a Cinder of Cinders from the Duke of Cinders. It's a world boss in Silithus. God. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna do some attunements and stuff for sure. Right now I'm just trying to get gear because I'm just, yeah, I'm not geared well enough yet. But yeah. Yeah, we'll definitely try to get the Nixia attunement. I was just looking at the quest to get the. Let's see if we can find a video on this. Let's see, classic WoW, Paladin tier 0.5 chest upgrade quest.
The belt drops off trash in Blackrock Spire. That's both upper and lower. Bracers drops off trash in Blackrock Spire and Strathholm. And the gloves having an interesting design, the 4-piece bonus seems to have a 2% chance to proc.
And this is what we're going for, is the Soul Forge items.
Horde is then to head over to the rest of the quest. 12 stable ectoplasms from the Spectral Mirage. It is probably apparently rather easy, containing the ectoplasmic distiller, 8 goblin rocket fuels, 6 easy throw. Both Horde and head over to 6% 4-piece set bonus here. He is apparently a shifty dealer and will alter his prices from time to time. Let's hope this item does not have a limited stock. Hopefully, you bought this during Quest 4 when you were already in Winterspring collecting ectoplasms. Once bought, return back to Mux. With this quest, you're done with Mux of Gadgetson, and you are now to return to Mokvar or Deliana to deliver the extra-dimensional Ghost Revealer. Bringing your Tier 0 belt and gloves to Mokvar or Deliana, you are now rewarded with your Tier 0.5 belt and glove. At this stage, the quests will soon start to require dungeon clears. Before heading for Quest 9, make sure to grab the following out of your bank. 3 Dark Iron Bar, 20 Enchanted Leather, 3 Mooncloths.
Well, look at that. This shit's expensive too. I don't know how much Enchanted Leather costs. Let's see. Okay, so Enchanted Leathers goes for 3.6 gold on average, so you're looking at 60, like 70 gold for the leather probably. Mooncloth is even way more expensive. I mean, we're talking 200-300 gold probably for some of these materials. Mooncloth is not cheap. So, well, 37 gold, that's what I thought. So, 70 gold plus like another, 90, like another 100 gold. You're talking 170 gold just for that. Cured rugged hides. I bet you this is going to be around 250 gold at least for these materials. That's a lot of gold.
However, phase 5, one locket, Darmalter's essence as well, who will give Mooncloth and cured rugged hides to him. he will reward you with
You
the
made it 60?
incomplete
Oh, man.
Banner of Provocation. You will now be sent off to the library in Dire Mall. The easiest way there is the northern dungeon. You don't have to kill any mobs if you know how to run. You will require the Crescent Key to enter the library. While inside the library, you will find Falrin Treeshaper, who will give you your next quest. You are now required to collect 25 Ogre Warbeads from any ogres in Dire Mall or Blackrock Spire. Once done, you return to Falrin. Completing this quest will allow you to choose between 2 necklaces. One giving 7 stamina, 24 attack power and 1% hit.
Expensive.
And the other one giving 12 intellect, 7 stamina and 13 spell power. For this quest, you are required to bring Falrind 1 Jeering Spectre's Essence, as well as 8 large Brilliant Shards and 4 Dark Runes. The Essence drops off any ghosts inside Dire Mall West. Once obtained, return to Falrin. Once accepted, you're given the Banner of Provocation. With this item, you're asked to head over to the arena inside Blackrock Depths to summon and defeat Theljon. Make sure to use the banner before the event starts, meaning no one steps in the circle in the middle. Theljon drops the top piece of Lord Valthalak's amulet, which you are to return to Anthonion outside of Stratholme Live. Accepting this quest returns you to Mokvar or Deliana, where you are now to turn in your tier 0 boots, pants and shoulders to obtain the tier 0.5 version of those pieces. You're now done with the Anthonian parts of this chain. You are now required to meet another ghost, Bodley, who sits just outside the entrance to Blackrock Spire. You will need the extra dimensional ghost revealer to see him. You are now required to gather 3 different items dropped off fire bosses. The first one, the Incendite of Incendius, drops of Lord Incendius in Black.
I haven't picked up the quest yet, so I'm wondering why I'm even
here.
Why I'm even here.
From Pyro God Emberseer and Ube.
I'm an idiot once again.
I'm finally
too tired.
the Cinder of Cinders.
But yeah, this is interesting. This quest chain is insane. Yeah, we're gonna log out here, man. My hearth isn't up, but I need to go back and see if I can pick up the quest because I actually don't even have the quest right now. So. I don't know why I'm running to an inn. It's just out of habit. Because we don't really need to be at an inn. It's not like we're going to get rest time. We're already level 60, so it's kind of pointless. Anyways, yeah, I'm going to bed, guys. I'm tired. I'll catch you guys later. But tomorrow, we'll try to run BRD. If we can't get any BRD groups, then we'll continue with our tier 0.5 quest chain to try to upgrade my gear. See how far we can get with that. Hope you guys are having a